Girl Bella.
Hi babes, it's me, Shannon B for Brown Girl Bella. I bring you lips, lashes, and luxury. My brand is all about high-end luxury, but I also do mid-tier reviews as well as for my bargain bellas, drugstore brands as well. I do makeup and skincare and show you what things you should spend your money on and which things you should simply toss away. There's something here for everyone and there's something here for you. Come join me, be a Bella, and let's get Bellafied.
Hold please. 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 Hold please.
Hello, babes. Hello. How is everybody this Thursday? Yay! It's me, Shannon B for Brown Girl Bella, back to bring you more lips, lashes, and luxury. On Thursdays, however, we do a little something special around here. On Thursdays, we unwind, we whine, and we have some wine. So today we're going to unwind, we're going to unpack a couple of things that have been going on in the news this week. And so we're going to be diving into that. And before we do that, I want to say two things. One, first, welcome. If you're new here and you like what I do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and then tap that notification bell so you're notified each and every time that I upload, and go live like today. Then two, I am actually live on both platforms. So I am live today on not only YouTube, but I'm also live on my Facebook as well. So we're going to try things a little different today. We're going to try this out, see how it works. For all those who are in my YouTube stream, say hi. And for all of you in my Facebook stream, guess what? Say hi. And we like see, this is what happens when you have live TV, right? When you have live streams, sometimes your video knocks out in the middle. So, hey. So, this is what we do. When I come on and I see my people in the building, I like to say hello to them and I like to give them a little song. Just helps to welcome them in, get a little lively in here. And so, without further delay, let's get that song going. And today I wanted to, smooth things out a little bit. So we are going to pick a new song to kind of get us all together, right? Here we go.
Brown Girl Bella.
Hey. All right, so let's see who's up in here. First up, Mind of an Angel. Hello. Thank you for coming in. He says, hey, Musisi. Oh, Musisi's in the chat too. Welcome in. Thank you so much. I have Ray of Sunshine. Hey there. Hey, thank you for coming. Hey, Leo. What's up, Bella? Hey, what's up with you? Hey, and what you do? What's
Brown
up with you?
Girl
What's up?
Bella.
Hey, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking. Yes. We have Jaden 0428 in the house saying hello. Hello, Jaden. Thank you so much for coming. The Honorable Angelina Nordstrom. Hello, my sis, my dear Bella. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Oh, not my boy Leo giving me a super chat. I feel so special. Thank you, Leo. Says, love you, Bella. Keep being amazing, fam. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for that. Here's Angelina. She loves our whole please music. So thank you so much for that.
Brown Girl
Welcome
Bella.
in, everyone. Yes, the piano breakdown. Yes, I love it. House of X. Hey, House of X saying, hey, babe. Hello to you too. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. Hey, Nikki, baby. Miss Nikki Bacon's in the house. Hey, Nikki. Hope all is well. Looking beautiful as always.
Brown Girl
Maria
Bella.
Sanchez says, hey, Bella and the babes. Welcome in. Hey, Miss Dalton saying, hey, everyone. Good evening from Seattle. New channel member. Say hello, Miss Dalton. She is a bougie babe, and I so appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming in, sis. I appreciate the subscription as well as the support. It means the world. Thank you very much. Nikki saying, hey. Everybody saying, hey. Pretty chocolate girl, what's going on, my darling? Thank you so much for coming in. Hey, Trap Vision. Hey, thank you so much, sir. Where my girl at? Where's Mika? That's his wife. Love her. Where's your baby girl at? Brooklyn's in the house somewhere, so we'll be seeing her in a moment. I want to make sure we got through everybody, and I think we did. Everybody else is just saying hello to everyone.
Brown Girl Bella.
All right. Thank you all for coming in. Don't forget, if you have not done so already, hit that thumbs up button, punch it right in the face. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead on and do that. Why not? Hey, Lori, I see you in here. Welcome in. So I'm just going to jump right into it. So today's topic is talking to my sisters, but also to my brothers out there. Have you ever been so overcome with love and devotion and love for your boyfriend or girlfriend that you do some really not so smart things? in the name of love. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some things that we have done that's, you know, probably less than smart in the name of love. So I'm going to begin with talking about the topic for this discussion and what got me started thinking about it. And that is the notorious Big, one of my favorite rappers. May you rest in peace, the late, great Christopher Wallace. His eldest daughter, named Tiana Wallace, she posted her house as $1 million bail for her longtime partner. And I'm saying partner, not her husband, her longtime partner, Tyshawn Baldwin. So it appears Mr. Baldwin was arrested after being involved in a hit and run incident that injured 3 people, including a mother and her baby. On August 10th, Baldwin allegedly fled from police and hit a group of pedestrians crossing the street in Queens, New York during a routine traffic stop. He actually did surrender 6 days later, but during his court appearance, Baldwin, who is 28, was ordered held on bond for $1 million by Judge Scott Dunn. However, Wallace bailed her boyfriend out. So this 29-year-old put up her $1.5 million Brooklyn home to secure his bond. And this man is arraigned on 17 counts with a list of crimes, including reckless endangerment, unlawfully fleeing from a police officer, endangering the welfare of a child, obstructing governmental administration, assault, and other vehicle-related offenses. The mother and child that he hit were treated for minor injuries at a local hospital and then released. However, the third victim, which was a 35-year-old man, suffered more serious damage to his leg, and his condition at the time that I'm reading this has not been updated. If he is convicted of these crimes, he faces up to 25 years in jail if he is convicted. And the district attorney, Melinda Katz, had this to say: "The complete disregard for public safety in this case is shameful. As alleged, the defendant was operating a vehicle with a suspended license when he struck and injured 3 pedestrians, including a young child, all while callously fleeing a traffic stop. Driving is a privilege, and every single person who gets behind the wheel of a car bears an individual responsibility to drive safely. The defendant now faces very serious charges." So I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to ask my babes, those here in the audience and those on Facebook. First of all, what say you? What say you about this situation? I know there's some people that just came in. Let's see what the chat says. Oh, Trap says she's taking care of our son. He's been under the weather. Oh, I hope he feels better. Sorry to hear that. Points Blank Travel, welcome in. Brown Girl Bella, good evening, Queen Bella. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. Thank you so much. Appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much. Everybody saying hello. I'm just looking for comments about what I just read. Pretty Chocolate Girl saying hey to Brooklyn. That's my dog, Miss Brooklyn. Everybody else is saying hello, hello. Angelina, you didn't know Big had a daughter? Yes, that's his first daughter. She was in his, actually she was in his first video, And she was also featured in one of his raps, one of his first raps, talking about how, he was just trying to make some money to feed his daughter. I think it was Juicy that he put that line in very famously. So yeah, he has a daughter. Um, so everybody's saying, hello. Yeah, my hometown. Yes, yes. My God, right? Right? Hit and run, blatant hit and run while evading a routine traffic stop. Yeah. Wow, indeed. Wow, indeed. That is not love, says Burns. That is some dumb. Thank you, sis Burns. I can always count on you to give it to me straight. Yes, that is some dumb stuff. But that's what I said. Sometimes we've done some dumb things in the name of love. So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Exactly. Tell the truth, indeed. Indeed, indeed. Yes, it's shameful. Yeah, yeah, he's gonna definitely do some time. But would you have put up your $1.5 million house to bail your boyfriend out? Would you? Would you have done that? What would they defend it? Yes, I know, I know. Yeah, she's a baby. She's actually not a baby. She's grown. She's 12 years old. She's older than me. But I know she is my baby. She'll always be my baby. All right. Everybody's saying it. This is what I was waiting for. Thank you, Miss Nikki baby. No, right? No. 1.5 my home, like if, he skips out on bail, if he doesn't make his arraignment, a ton of things could happen. You could lose your house. You could be in jeopardy of losing your house. Why would you put your home up for that? And I believe she has a child with him as well. So you're also endangering your child's home. Like, this is a place where you and your child live. I can't imagine doing that or having him put her in a predicament where she would have to do that. Lori says, nope. Exactly. So yes, Angelina says a boyfriend is not worth sacrificing your home just to rescue someone from the accountability that they deserve. A husband, maybe. That's why I stressed, it's not her husband. This is a boyfriend. And also, if it's my husband, I'd be looking at him sideways about now too. Like, come on, this is not good. At yes, people do some crazy thing for mm-hmm. Let's talk about it, Ray of Sunshine. What are the crazy things that people have done for love? He be eating bread and water, sleeping three hots in a cot. I know what you meant. Three hots in a cot. Yes, indeed. No, 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 no. So I've always said this. Like if you were wrongfully incarcerated, if you did not do the crime and you were just railroaded or what have you, like, I believe in riding. I believe in riding for my person. But not for some dumbness. Like you one were driving with a suspended license, so you were wrong there. Two, you were pulled over for a traffic violation, probably because they ran your license plate and found out you were driving with a suspended license, and they were going to probably either give you a ticket or, cart your little butt off to jail. Happens. Shouldn't have been driving. And so you chose to evade all of that. And as you're, trying to outrun the cops, like, who does that? Like in this day and age, like, are we still trying to like outrun the cops in a car. Like, really? This is not Fast and Furious. Like, who does this? Who does this? In a pedestrian street where you know people are going to be crossing the street, people are going to be moving around. Like, you're endangering not only yourself, because you could have, hit a pole, you could have like flipped your car. There's so many things that could have happened. And then added to that, you're going to endanger the welfare of other people by then going in the car and high speed chase with cops behind you. Come on. Doesn't add up for me. Everybody's saying hello. Yes, people are crazy. People are crazy. It skips out and your daddy left you. Right. I'm quite sure your grandmother does not want you using your inheritance for that. Exactly. The pretty chocolate girl says, nope, maybe not even my husband. Facts. Ooh, child, say that. Exactly. Ms. Dalton says she's young and unfortunately she's rich by default. She didn't earn the money, so she probably doesn't value it. Her self-esteem is low. That man will suck her dry. If he hasn't already, because I'm quite sure she has like a trust fund. Like, I'm sure that Puffy, Sean Combs, P. Diddy, for those who don't know who I'm talking about, I'm sure like he set her up after her father passed away. I know that he set her up with like a trust fund and things like that. So you couldn't have access to any of that. Or did your grandmother put the kibosh on it and say, oh no, you're not touching any of your inheritance. You're not touching anything in the bank. You're not doing this. And then she went off and got somebody to secure the bond through her home. So that's what I'm kind of thinking, that probably her grandmother said, you're not doing this. And then she went behind and put her house up. Ray Sunshine says, perhaps she didn't earn the money herself and she doesn't understand how easy it can vanish. Absolutely. This is so true. Yes, welcome to the live, everyone. Yes, very true. All right, give me one moment, guys. I'm going to take a brief intermission and I will be right back. I have to go run downstairs and get something, but I will be back momentarily. And in the meantime, once again, hold please. Hold, please. Hold, please. Hold, please. Hold, please. Hold, please.
please. Hold, please. Hold, please.
And we are back. Thank you so much for waiting. Here's the thing. Fashion, we've all done crazy things in the name of love. And we want to talk about it. We want to talk about it. So in a minute, I'm going to drop down the ladder and have you guys climb on up. Here I am. So sorry. Sometimes this it's on, and here it is. It's going in and out. Apologies. It's been doing that all day. The wifey. All right. So let me know if you want to come up and I will bring down the ladder. Angelina says, I don't know if that's for love, maybe lust and some extra money, but not love because she doesn't love herself and doesn't love her child enough to not touch their home where the child lives. Yeah, that was my point. When you have a child, you have to think beyond yourself, your needs, what you want for the betterment of that child. So again, he's like 28. I think she's in her early or mid 20s. So they are both very young. And when you're young and you have income like this, where you have a $1.5 million house, sometimes you don't make the wisest decisions. So yeah, he's 28, I think I read. So let me continue with the story. The Queens District Attorney, as I said, calls his actions shameful. As alleged, the defendant was operating a vehicle with a suspended license when he struck and injured 3 pedestrians, including a young child. Like I said, if convicted, he does face 25 years in prison. All right. So that is that story. Speaking of dumb things for the name of love, we're going to get into the next story in a minute. Welcome, everyone who is here. Thank you so much for coming. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and tap that bell for more notifications like this one. Everybody's saying yes. Immaturity, absolutely. She probably bought his car too. I would not doubt it. I would not doubt it. I want to know why he's driving with a suspended license. What did he do to get that license suspended? Speeding, not paying tickets. Like, what you do? What you do? What you do? Because truly, he's giving me knucklehead vibes. He's giving me vibes that of a man that is not thinking in the best interest of his girlfriend, in the best interest of his child, and I just don't see good things with this coupling. I just don't. Pretty chocolate girl Vern says, I am not putting up my home for anyone, period. That part. Yes, hold please. Angelina loves that hold please. Ray of Sunshine says, that reminds me, I'm going to check often that no one doing shady stuff. People do crazy things like putting a lien, yep, or stealing deeds off property. Yep, note to self, note to self, do it, do a check. Do a check. Hello, James Money 615. Welcome into the live. Thank you so much for coming. Don't forget, if you can, those of you who are on YouTube, like and share it out. Please do. Please do. Let me see. Let's see what's going on Facebook. See if there's anybody who is giving commentary there. So let's see. Okay. All right. So I just see. Oh, thank you for my like. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Commentary there. So appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Commentary there. All right. So let me just make sure I'm back. Okay. Let me just see what else people are talking about. Okay, so Vern says, wait a darn minute. She's 29 and dealing with thugs. Yep, she's in a different class. That penis for the street. That part. He is not worthy. He is not worthy. And we've all had that, right, ladies and gents? You know, those who we thought were worthy and really are not worthy of the time, of the dedication, of the, you know, just to be in the cipher, just to be in my world, come into my cipher and understand who I am, what I am, and all of that. Some people are just not worth it, just not worth your time. And trust me, he is one of them. Hey, Naturo, hold please. Guess what I got today? I am so excited, guys. So Natural, who is featured right here, has some beauty care. And so I purchased one of her growth oils. And so I'm so excited. It came today and I ran to my P.O. box to get it. I'm going to be using it in my haul. So I will definitely share my thoughts with you guys in an upcoming video. But so excited you're here and wanted to give you that shout out, sis, because I got it. Points Blank Travel says hi to Lori. Sorry he didn't speak earlier. He's multitasking, so he is in it and out. No worries. Thank you so much for coming. Let's see. Yes, Brigade Bougie. Yes, yes. Good, good, good. All right, everybody saying hello. So I'm skipping through those. I know I did freeze. What happened is my internet has been in and out all day. Yes, here's Miss Brooklyn. Here she is. Here she is. So yes, my internet has been in and out all day. It actually, my power went out. So I was like, what is going on? So yes, but hopefully I'm back and it won't do that again. Hey, Mind of an Angel, welcome in. Says happy Thursday, Bella. Love and miss you. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Elevate with Burns. Leo wants to know what's wrong with thugs. What's wrong with thugs? They have a purpose like everything else, but that doesn't mean your purpose is in my life, being in my life, especially with my children. Like, you're endangering my child. Like, come on. There's just certain things you just don't do. Like, after, a while and you both are in your late 20s, you put childish things aside and you do what you need to do for the welfare of your child. All right, so I see my sis Burns is gonna come up. All right, so let's have a couple of people come on up. I'm gonna throw the invite down, and you can either use your you can either camera up and put the camera on, or you can take the camera off. It doesn't. I'm not, one of those that trip off of that. Oh, you have to be on camera. You cannot be on camera if you choose not to be. So let's see who's coming up. Hopefully the internet holds up. Y'all pray for the internet gods to work in my favor. Hit and run, drunk. I don't know. He does have a suspended license. My thought is, since they didn't mention drinking or drugs in the article, my thought is he probably got his license ran, or at least the tags ran, and they discovered it was a suspended license. So they were going to pull him over, probably to arrest him, or at very least give him a ticket for driving with a suspended license. And so he chose to, instead of yielding to the police officers, pulling over his car and, having the conversation with the police, he chose to go into a little chase and to try to evade them, and ended up hitting 3 people. So yes. Yeah, I just put her up. She was up on camera. Did y'all not see the link? Hang on a second. I'm gonna pin it because I dropped the link. I dropped it. Hold, please. I'm gonna drop it again. All right, so I'm gonna drop it again, and then I'm gonna pin it this way. I can pin it at the top. There we go. All right, so it's in there and it is pinned at the top. So if you want to come up and talk about it, let me know. Let me know the things we have done in the name of love. That's what we're discussing here today. And speaking of being young and dumb, and he's old enough to know better, way old enough to know better. But guess what, y'all? Nick Cannon has another baby coming our way. OMG. So, barely a month after welcoming baby boy with model Brie Tessie, Nick Cannon just announced that he is expecting another bundle of joy with model Brittany Bell. Nick Cannon shared the happy news on Instagram, posting a photo of him and Belle at a maternity shoot. It also showed him and Belle taking pictures with their other 2 children, which they have together, a 5-year-old named Golden Saigon and a 19-month-old, my Lord, named Powerful Queen. All right, that's a choice. He says, time stopped and this happened. Miss Bell, sunshine, sunrise, S-O-N, rise. I hope that's not going to be the name of the child. Whew. This will be, sometimes I just got to laugh. This will be Nick Cannon's 9th child. He is the father of legendary Love, and he shares twins, Monroe and Moroccan, with his ex-wife, Mariah Carey. He is also father to twins Zion and Zillan with Abby De La Rosa. And she is currently pregnant. Oh my God. She's currently pregnant too with a child fathered by Cannon. Gee whiz. He's also a father to son Zen, who he shares with Alyssa Scott. Zen had died on December 2021 at 5 months old after being diagnosed with cancer. The Wild 'N Out frontman teased that he has more children on the way while appearing on a podcast. He said, the stork is on the way. If you thought the numbers I put up in 2021 was, wait till 2022. You know, there was a lot of kids last year. Earlier this year, Cannon confirmed what is ridiculously abundantly clear. He loves fatherhood. He says he wakes up every day excited to be a father. He's excited about all his kids, every aspect of it, from getting them Citizen of the Month awards and being there for that to the birth of the new ones. He enjoys it all. Well, you got the money to do what you need to do whenever you need to do it, but doggone, y'all. 9 babies, I can't. So coming to the stage, I have Elevate with Burns. It's my sissy. And I have the Honorable Angelina Nordstrom. Hey, Angelina.
Hey, sissy. I love y'all. Now, I have to give a disclaimer. Y'all in the audience, I am Elevate with Vern, but it is after 9. So, and I am from Brooklyn. So you're going to get the real. You're not going to get
Miss Burns. Miss Burns.
You're not getting that. You're getting the real deal. So let's be ready.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, this is After Dark, and welcome to the Queendom, by the way. I appreciate you guys coming up.
Yes.
With the crown that be down for whatever.
Hey, get my crown for real, because I can go and grab it.
Oh, listen, you know I keeps a crown all over just in case.
Yeah, you know,
what you need? What you need, Bo? What you need? I got you. So let's talk about it. First, let's talk about Tiana and her boyfriend. You said in the chat, you not giving up your house and putting it up for nobody.
Not for my daddy, not for my brother, not for my son, and damn sure not for no husband. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Especially you out here in the street. I don't know if you got down to my comment, but that peen is for the street. You can't be with me and out here running people over. Like, why are you, if we got this much money, why are you in the street? There's no reason.
Nope.
There's nothing in the street for you that you have to, and you driving reckless, and I'm supposed to put up my $1 million house for you? Nah, son. Not son.
Not for the dumbness.
No. And where they live, you said they live in Brooklyn, right?
Her house is in Brooklyn. He was pulled over in Queens, and that's where he did the hit and run in Queens.
And that's my hometown. And I'm like, NECA, what is wrong with you? If she's 29, how old is he?
He's 28.
Okay, you're 28. You're grown, good and grown. Okay, you're good and grown, and you're sitting up here and you're driving a car and you're running in the street. Like, come on. You should, after 25, you should be grown up. You should know you got children. Her daddy was a famous rapper. You know she has money. Why are you stealing cars or whatever you're doing with this car? Because if she brought it, it ain't stolen, but you ain't got no license? Why?
It's suspended. The license is suspended. So he already did some dumbness. I'm sorry?
Put my comment back. So that right there, pretty much in a nutshell, is how I would answer it. So here's the thing. I'm in school to practice law. I'm not in law school now. I'm in undergrad. So that's like a pathway. So if this were to happen to me, it would very much complicate things for me as an attorney or as a judge, because if I have because it would be a spouse, because I don't do boyfriends living with me. But if it was a spouse, it would complicate things for me, because it would really just, because the politics behind the scene when it comes to, you know, the court houses and stuff like that, and especially if I'm a judge and I have a spouse getting arrested, and then like, what is it he did again? DUI or a hit and run?
It is a hit and run. They did not mention anything about drinking or drugs, so I'm assuming that
But people were injured still.
But 3 people
that's
were
the thing.
injured.
That makes it a violent crime to me. That's why I said down there, anything violent, meaning it's a but a hell no. Hell no.
Hell to the no. You got to bring up Whitney in that one. Hell to the no, to the no.
Exactly.
What's your take on it, Bella? Would you do it for love? Because I don't love nobody that much. I'm sorry.
I don't love anybody that much either. A boyfriend, first of all, you would be on your P's and Q's if you're my boyfriend. Second of all, if you're my fiance, you definitely be on your P's and Q's. But if you're my husband and you're doing that mess, the locks will be changed. And if I find it to be true, doing my own investigation, not only will the locks be changed, but you will be getting a return to sender when it comes to all the mail that you get. If I find out that what you did was true, and I find out on my own, because I'm very nosy, and
that's too much. It's too much. Too much.
I just cannot understand a person who would willingly do this, because because there's no drugs or drinking mentioned in this article, I'm going to say he was lucid enough to be like, okay, the cops are after me. I have a suspended license.
Hello?
Well, that's
I'm gonna run.
It's not meant for us to understand, because it doesn't make sense. When something makes sense, we can understand it. But if it's something we don't understand and it doesn't make sense, then clearly it's not meant for us to understand. The only thing we can do is hold them accountable. And of course, this guy is being held accountable, but this young lady is not thinking right here. She's thinking way down in the nether regions. That's where she's thinking.
But guess what? Let's turn it around. A woman and your man, I wouldn't dare ask you to put up your house with your children for me, and I'm in jail. I just wouldn't. I'm in jail. Yo, I got to sit here and eat this. I got to do this. I would not dare say, honey, put up your house for me. I would never even ask that.
So let me ask this question then. Did he ask her to put the house up, or did she volunteer to put the house up?
We don't know that, but in any case,
why
would you do such a thing?
Because she doesn't love herself.
But you got children.
If she loved herself,
if you don't love yourself, at least love your children enough not to jeopardize their home.
But if she doesn't love herself, then she shouldn't even be having children, let alone putting up her house where her child lives at, you know?
Wait, Lori said when she was a PD, all of her clients who had suspended license drove themselves to the courthouse.
Of course.
They used to do that.
Of course they did. Of course, especially in New York. I can see that.
Not new. They did that in Memphis. They do that here.
Make it make sense, y'all. Make it make sense. Like, why are you doing this? Marilyn Gale, being Marilyn Gale, welcome in. Thank you so much for coming. She says, hey, brown girl, Bella in chat. Thank you so much.
But even if her not loving herself, she should love the children enough. Because think about it. Let's think about it. If he skips out, I don't know if they take it all in full, the 1.9 million, the house and the keys and the car, but they're going to take something. They're going to take something if he skips out. If he ran from the police, what makes you think he's going to come back to court to do that?
And 9 times out of 10, he's going to skip out on it. But yeah, she should love her child enough not to do it. But her actions, to me, demonstrate that she does not.
I ain't know women still did that. I thought we came so far now. We told a guy, look, if you ain't doing what you got to do, bye. I thought let me put it like that. The people that I know, the women that I know would be like, deuces, son.
Exactly.
We live in a time where many people, let alone women, don't value themselves and don't love themselves, and they do stupid shit like that. And it's not for love, it is for lust. It is for anything that verifies and can soothe some of their insecurity. And the insecurity for her is she don't want to be alone. That's what that is. She don't want to be alone.
One more thing to say on this, and then we can go on to the next one. First of all, that thing ain't gold. If it ain't gold and it ain't buying nothing, I just can't. I can't.
Listen, like, Nick, there's so much other things that you can do with your money. Why are you spreading your peen low and wide, as my grandmother used to say, and spreading your seed all over the place with 9 children?
Because no one is stopping him from doing it. The women he pursues are not telling him no, and no one who is close to him
I gotta look at the chat
from
I say what I'm
all these children and giving the Supreme Court a reason to take back their decision to overturn Roe v. Wade.
Yes,
but also, no one is looking out for him like they should. They're just letting him do this. The women are letting him do this because they're participating as well. And not to mention, he's not really, he's only caring about himself, his want, his needs. Because if he cared about his needs, then the first thing he would care about is ensuring that all his children get to know each other and form bonds with one another as siblings.
This makes no sense to me at all. No sense to me at all. First of all, you have an immune disease, right? Which can be hereditary. You can spread this to your children. Why are you trying to jeopardize that? You already had a son who unfortunately, met his demise.
And unfortunately,
a rare form of cancer.
Unfortunately, the more children he has, the more chance he has of passing it on to some children.
Or something else.
I hope there's no children in here. This is the late night. It is over 21.
Yes.
With him having children, I'm not counting Mariah. I'm not counting from 5 years and back. So from 4 years go up until now. I don't know if y'all been following the story, but the IG model on Instagram, I'm friends with her. I was friends with her. I got on TikTok in January. Me and her became friends in February. I remember her because I was like, oh my God, like what's wrong with her? Because I thought maybe she had MS, maybe she had lupus, maybe she had cancer. That's what I thought when I first saw her. Mm-hmm. She never said anything about celebrities. She just said she was HIV positive. She did say that. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be straight up honest. Like I said, this is the late night. When I met her in February, no lie, I thought she was going to be dead by April because she was very, very, very sick. Like when I met her, she was basically on death's door. Oh. Now she was on Tasha K and she was talking about all the celebrity names. She was calling them off. He was in there. His name was in it. So from the 4 years back, and remember, he has lupus like I do. I remember when he came out and said he had lupus. Yes. Does he really have lupus?
I'm done. I'm done.
I don't know what to say. I'm like this. Someone, he don't need a vasectomy.
And why are you still having kids if you know you was in a situation where you possibly could be? Why would you have more kids? You still out here spreading stuff, like she said, high and low and wide. And
the other thing is, and this is going to hurt a lot of people's feelings in the chat, but straight people don't get tested for STIs and HIV like queer and trans people do. And that's how it needs to get spread because straight people think,
but that part, the queer and the straight, really doesn't have anything to do with it. He's nasty having unprotected sex with 18, 19, 20, 30, 40 women. I don't care what kind of I don't care what you are. That's nasty.
That part. And the way he goes about it and the way he's doing it, his behavior makes me think that he is a man who is watching the clock. Like he's doing things because he knows the time is going to run out.
Oh, Bella.
How's he watching the clock when he's too busy watching the bed and having sex with so many different women and having these children? He's not watching no clock. He's watching the bedroom.
Okay. So let's take the HIV out of it. Even if he has lupus, let's go there.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you still having unprotected sex with 18, 19, 20 women when you know if you're sick, you can pass that on to your child?
Exactly.
Why would you have unprotected? I mean, look, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. You're grown. But at least protect you and the other person.
Mm-hmm. Because guess what? You playing Russian roulette with your penis, you going to crap out.
Boop. Nope. Say that again. Oh.
When he craps out, we're all going to be there, won't we? Won't we be there to be like,
I don't know.
Sipping my wine like, I told you.
I don't know. Hey, sugar love, what's up, sissy?
What Leo said, Bella knows she like them thugs. They got a purpose. Not in my life though.
But see, at a certain age, I don't need a thug because a thug ain't got no. He can't talk to me.
Not in my life.
They only good for one thing. Let's be honest. If you're a woman of a particular age and you got your shit together, the only thing a thug can do for you is make you comfortable. Let me say that.
Vern, this is after dark. You can say
I'm classy. Make you comfortable.
You're not the Vern. If you're not gonna say it, I'll say it. A thug will only provide one thing for you, and that is he wants to fuck. Because she's going to feed and feed. That's what that is. That's what that is. He's going to do that. He's going to do the feeding and the financing.
Yeah.
Well now.
Yeah.
No one's going to say it. I'll say it.
Let me sip some tea. Bella.
Wow. Nick gets around. Nick got the team.
He gets around. Yeah, he gets around.
He's gonna be very nasty. As
he get around more than Tupac did.
Wait a minute, and I'm blaming the women too because
that's what I said.
Let's go here. Let's go here. You dating, even if it's not Nick Cannon, you dating a man. Be honest. The first thing you should be asking him is, are you married? Do you have a girlfriend? How many children you have, and do you have a job? So those 4 questions, right? If he tells you I have 35 kids, nigga, excuse me, sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
No,
I'm sorry, Bella. I apologize. First of all, sorry, sir.
I will say it for
you. Sir, please take that corroded peen that you got somewhere else. Because you can't even look at me. You can't even smell it. 35 kids. I don't want to have your 36th child.
Exactly. And clearly he's not establishing any real relationships with any of these mothers.
And he's not establishing any generational wealth or anything that exudes like a sense of.
You're not a billionaire, boo.
You're
not a billionaire where these kids will be set for the rest of their lives. So therefore, one, you're not setting up anything for these kids to even meet and get to know each other.
They're laughing.
Right. And they're not going to be.
You're not a billionaire. So eventually, you're going to have to be working for the rest of your natural life to continually make sure that these kids are okay and well taken care of. And then finally, and most importantly, who having sex with corny ass Nick Cannon?
Hello?
Can I have a conversation with y'all, please?
I will say this. In his defense, though, if you've ever seen his short-lived talk show, he used to wear them tight-ass pants with his suit. And sometimes when you see them tight-ass pants, you see that lovely print in the pants.
But that don't mean he doing nothing with it. Because if you really was all that, you would stay with one person and satisfy them instead of trying to satisfy 20. So that means you trying to, like the Napoleon complex, you trying to make yourself see, oh yeah, I'm a man because I can make 12, 13 kids. No, that doesn't make you a man. Just like it doesn't make you a woman out here having
At
9,
least,
10, 12 kids by every man that smile at you. Hi, come on, let's have sex and have a baby. What?
Oh.
That doesn't make you a woman.
This is why.
Exactly. Being Marilyn Gayle says, just stop, Nick. It's not cute.
And this is
absolutely right.
Stop it. Cut it out.
This is why I said on many platforms that before anyone is allowed to procreate or have children, they should be given a psychological evaluation to ensure that they're fit to be a parent. That every single human being, no matter who you are, no matter how old, whatever, you need to be given a psychological evaluation before being allowed.
Now, see, I don't necessarily agree with that because I know some people that are not mental like us, like straight on, and they have children and they take care of them fine. So that I don't agree with 100% because your mental capacity, you can still be a great parent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can be. But if they're raising them fine, then they may actually be fit to have children.
I think it should be if you can't afford them, don't have them.
That
period.
There's a problem with people who are
expensive.
rich and don't take care of their children. They don't spend time with their kids. They have the house, they have the education, but what about that bonding? What about the quality time? What about the values?
What about being there for the small little things? The milestones in each child's life. If you got 9 of them, how you want to celebrate that, boo? Make it make sense. How are you
You're not going to be able to celebrate each other because half of them won't know each other.
But what about this? Even though they're celebrities, and I'm being honest, y'all, why they still act like they live in the hood? Because how you not married? You're not married, but you having kids, but you're a celebrity. That don't make you no better than Pam that live in the projects. That don't make you no better.
No.
Because you don't know any better.
Because you got money?
He does not know any better. He doesn't get it. That's why we don't understand why he's making the decisions that he's making.
That's what I don't understand. It's like you still not. You might as well go back and live in the hood because you're not holding no example, setting those standards that people are looking up to you. And I'm gonna use Sierra. Okay, I love Sierra, but I think when she got with the boy, the first boy, the 100-kid boy, she should have been like, nah. We good. We can have a body party, but we ain't having no baby.
That part.
So now she had a baby with him, but now she married. Now she's holding herself up standards. She's married. She got a husband and kids, but he still ain't taking care of that one. So what make him any better? He still ain't taking care of Sierra kid because the husband said, I got him. He good.
Yeah.
Well, see,
so his mentality is all right. Let him take care of it.
Sierra level
still ain't no daddy.
Beyond just dealing with him because she knows he's no good. That's why when she got with her husband Russell Wilson, she knew she hit the jackpot and she was willing to let him in all the way when it comes to helping her raise Lil Future or Future Junior, whatever his name is.
She should change that doggone name.
She would probably need his Future's permission to change the name too.
Bella said change the name.
What he need permission for?
He's on the birth certificate. It's on the birth certificate.
Okay.
You know, it's those situations where both parents have to consent to something when it comes to the child. Now, unless...
But he ain't no dad, so he's not doing the dad part.
I ain't had to consent to nothing. When I divorced my husband, I did what I wanted to do with our children. I dare you to say something.
Well,
a woman after my own heart.
People at the clerk's office surely will.
After my own heart, Bella, I got you. Said that. Look, it's the little things that matter to children. It's not money. It's you saying, I'm going to pick you up after school and you're going to spend the weekend with me. And then we're going to go here, there, the amusement park. And then they sitting there waiting for you after school at 3 o'clock. You don't show. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. You just broke that kid's heart. When you break a kid's heart, you know that mama bear is doing. That mama bear is ready to claw your eyes out.
And you don't understand how those things add up. You know, the not being there for the everyday little things as you're growing up, the missed calls, the missed appointments,
birthdays.
I'm going to come and see you and never do. All of those things take a toll on a child's psyche.
It hurts them.
And I was of the mindset, you do anything, say anything you want to me because I'm grown, I could take it, I can handle it. But my children ain't got nothing to do with this.
Nothing.
They don't have nothing to do with
nothing.
this.
We laid down and birthed this child, whether in love or in lust. Either way it was. And you need to be here to provide and take care. And I'm like this. I get it. You work. You don't have enough money to give me $500-$600 a month. I get that. Be there. I'd rather you be there than giving me the money, because I'm going to take care of mine. Listen, when my husband died, I made sure mine was taken care of. If I had to work 2 jobs, they were going to be taken care of. But if he was alive, I wouldn't care about your money. I would want you to have the time spent with the child. That is priceless. Because when you see a child there saying, Mommy, why Daddy didn't show, he don't love me, that freaking hurts. Yeah, you want to scratch
the eyes out. Go through that. No child must go through that.
No child should go through that.
How much you have in your bank account, time is free.
And many children go through that.
Make time. Make time.
Yeah.
Make time.
And he can't spend time with any of them with any quality, because you got to be out here hustling and making money, because you out here spreading it out to everybody.
Let's see, take them all to close the amusement park down and take them all at once.
Oh, I dodged a bullet. Divorcing his ass, I dodged a bullet. Amen.
You got my husband attention. Ray said we got our husband attention. He over here co-signing. Future correct. No father.
Hey, HBCU Queen, welcome in.
Hey, TV.
Thanks for coming in.
I hear you, Ray.
Birds, Leah said you look nice.
I know. Thank you, Boo. I just got for live not too long ago with doctors, 2 doctors.
Oh, yes, lovely. I gotta see that.
Yes, it was really good. It was really good.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it.
But that breaks a child's heart. And like you said, not only that, but here too. Mm-hmm. It makes it mental, because they're like, why Mommy don't love me? Why Daddy don't love me? Or whatever the case is.
And those emotional
they internalize that.
Heal. They sometimes never heal those emotional.
Yeah, they don't. They internalize it. Mm-hmm. And then why you think people have mommy issues, men, and they have daddy issues, the women. You know, this is why, because of what they had growing up. If they didn't have the love, I always talk about this. There are some people that was never told they were loved. Grown people, they never was told, I love you. If you never, that old saying, it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. That saying is so true. Mm-hmm. That's like a dog. When somebody beat a dog and a dog gets beat down, when you trying to take care of him good, he don't know how to act, whether to bite you or love you, because he can't comprehend that.
Right.
He's like, humans have beat me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sugar Love is saying facts. Yeah. Thank you all for being here. Chris Brown. Oh, Chris Brown, I guess, not looking good either.
I don't want to think about
the baby too.
He was on that list.
He what?
He was on that list.
Oh Lord.
Ooh. Ooh.
And the only reason I even know about this, and all of y'all know, I didn't get on TikTok till January. I met the girl in February. And I'm like,
you see, Ray said, wonder if it's true he has or something else. She wondering like I'm wondering if it's something else.
What else could it be?
What we said. What the girl has.
Oh, that, I don't know. Shit, he need to get tested. He needs to go ahead and take his ass.
Okay. Regardless of him getting tested, if you know you slept with someone that definitely has it, why are you out here still making children, regardless if you have it or not?
Because he don't care. He don't care. He never had. And those women need to get tested too. All of those, except for Mariah, but all those other women, they need to go ahead.
She might need to get tested too.
Mariah's sitting home like, darling, I'm so glad I dodged that bullet. and divorce this dude.
Well, how long they married? 10 years?
But those
I
women,
think they were married 10 years.
Really? Wow.
I think it was 10.
Whatever it was, she dodged a bullet. She dodged a bullet, honey.
What was the other story you had? Because I seen something on your topic. It said, "Oh, put up or shut up." What's that about?
Oh, if you would put up your house or no. So we already established it would be a hell no.
No, son.
Hell no to the no.
You're gonna have to get the ching ching. You're gonna have to get the clink clink.
So for me, the answer would be hell no. Hell
no. So wait, Sugar put an interesting comment in the chat that I need to discuss. She said, "Not every thug could bang bang."
That's what we saying. Just so you see the print don't mean nothing.
Exactly.
Well, it means
look at our sister, Lil Kim. She said she could make a Sprite bottle and a grapefruit nut. Look, she about this big.
Whoops.
Would you think she was able to do that? Because she said she can. She only like what? I don't even think she's 5 feet.
Child.
I don't know.
So that's
like
looks are deceiving. Looks are deceiving because I'm gonna be honest. If you come to me and you like, where you going with that? No, where are you going? Where are you going?
Listen.
Not over here, son. I don't do that.
So we're talking about the crazy things, the dumb things, the most insane things that we did in the sake of love or in the pursuit of love. So Burns, what's some of the things that you've done that you can look back on and say, you know what? That was for love. That was not for thinking and using your brain.
Well, I think it was for not using my brain because I don't think I was in love. But maybe like calling, like looking through the phone, checking, and then calling. Who's this number? I ain't never. Hello? Hello? You know, got one of that ghetto voice. Who this? Maybe that. That might have been the worst thing because I'm not keying nobody's car. I'm not busting no windows. No, we're not doing all that. See you.
Listen, I'm too pretty to be up with Big Mama in the penthouse.
I ain't doing it.
But that's not happening.
I'm good.
Said, don't fall out of my chair. Listen, my feet are firmly planted on the ground. We're not having those issues. And
I think that what's the craziest thing you've done?
Me? I think the craziest thing that I had done, was argue with somebody over the dude in question. Like her and I are like back and forth, like battling and like, you know, arguing with each other over this piece of dog-ish that had
Listen,
like this here. Let me tell you something. Back in the day, a man would love to see two women arguing over them. Oh, that gave them such, you know, bravado, machismo. Oh yeah, they love me so much. They arguing for me. Da 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 da. Let me tell you something. I did this whole back and forth, and then I thought about it. I said, wait a minute. And I said, self say yes. What you want to do? What you want to do, brown girl Bella? What you want to do, Shannon? What you want to do? You want to sit here and argue with this girl for this dude who tomorrow will dog you and her with the next chick? Or are you going to say, you know what? I'm too cute to be wallowing in the dirt.
Hello?
Over some dude.
Exactly.
If you don't want me, if you don't understand what I bring to the table, if you got to be reminded, if you got to be cajoled, if I got to argue with you about who I am and what I am and who I am, come on, somebody, then guess what? You don't deserve me. Bye.
I'm not nobody cleanup woman. I'll tell you that now. I'll quick fast.
Deuces.
Bye. See ya.
Deuces.
There's two things. I'm not arguing with a woman, whatever you are, a sister, a female, a woman, over a man. You know why? Because I don't have a commitment to her. I have a commitment to you. And if you, and this is another thing. When somebody say, oh, I think my man cheating, and you ask them, you think your man cheating? They say, yeah. How you think he cheating? Then he cheating. If you thinking that, then he cheating. Follow your guts.
Hey,
most of the time, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. A female's gut is never wrong. Your gut is never wrong. And if you're thinking it, trust me, the signs are already there that something is going on.
It has already been happening, the red flags. You just were you couldn't see the forest for the trees.
Honey.
For real.
You want to, you got these blinders on, thinking love is enough. Oh, I love him. That's going to be enough. No, honey.
What about this? You saw your best friend's man with somebody, and they weren't just at the mall shop. It wasn't like they were apart. They were. Do you say something?
All the way. Do
you say something?
Here's what I would do. I would record it first. I would record the entire occurrence, and then I would say something, and then I would send the footage to my bestie.
No, it doesn't matter, because she still will blame you. You are wrong, because she's now embarrassed because you know something about her husband that she probably quietly has kept, have been suspicious about it all along. Mm-hmm. But now it's being brought to light. And added to that, you are now the one who knows about it. So she's like, I'm being made to be stupid out here in these streets. And no woman wants to look stupid. No woman wants to look like nobody.
Does that make it right?
Oh, it absolutely doesn't make it right. It absolutely doesn't make it right. But guess what? Mind your business. What goes on between a man and a woman is between that man and that woman.
And guess what? She probably already knew. It probably is nothing new to her.
Exactly. But she's mad now because you know it.
So you know.
I have a hard time when it comes to that particular piece of information. So I'm wondering, what is the best way of keeping that a secret, knowing that she should not be looking foolish? And plus,
not keeping it a secret, because she probably already knows.
My conscience will not allow me to keep that a secret.
I would tell you to think about it first and consider and weigh the options before you say anything. But Bella, I do have one if you want to do one next week, a good one. And this happened to me on Instagram, so this is the only reason I'm bringing it up. Because I got dogged out. Girl, they were coming for my head.
Who dogged you out?
Wait, I'm going to tell you. So it was a question asked on Instagram, and it's somebody I know, somebody I respect, somebody I like. So, of course, I'm going to go to their chat, and I'm going to engage. Mm-hmm. The question was, Black men are tired too, not only Black women. So he was saying, if a Black man lost his job, mm-hmm. would you as the woman be there to pick up the slack? So I said no. And why I said no, he had a video. Mm-hmm. In the video, the woman was talking to the guy. It's okay, baby, I got you. Don't worry. You'll find another job. It'll be okay. Oh, no. First of all, I ain't no grown-ass man mama. I'm not. Nigga, you need to find a job in 2 weeks or you're done. Why am I going to sit here and baby you? I'm not your mother. I'm not doing that. Oh, you wouldn't hold them down. And here go the part. Burn. I'm surprised. I know you're an intelligent woman. I can't believe you're saying it. I said, why? Why would you think I would do that?
That's the thing that makes you intelligent right there, because
But what makes you think I would do? First of all, boyfriend and fiance don't get no privileges as a husband.
Exactly. That right there.
And if he your husband, he gonna make a way to go out there and find 2, 3, 4 jobs to make sure y'all eat. Exactly. If I have to sit here and put him on my breast and say, suckle, I am not your mama. No, we not doing that. Oh, girl, they came from my head. Wait, here go the other thing. So it was 3 men, and I was in the chat, and one of them goes, no need to be disrespectful. I said, oh, I wasn't disrespectful to anyone. I was saying my point. So the other one goes, not the host, the other guest goes, oh, that elevate with Vern, she must not have no man. That's probably why she's saying that. She probably a lonely old bitter woman and probably got dogged out. I said, actually, that's totally incorrect. Nigga.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I had to put them in their place.
Sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
5,000. Oh, no.
Girl, they came from my head, but you know me. I know how to hold mine. Don't play over here.
We Brooklyn strong, honey.
Listen.
You're powerful.
See, you all make me wish I was from Brooklyn too.
Brooklyn.
Be careful, you calling my little baby girl's name.
I'm saying she's probably coming running now. Hey,
I'm
Terry.
just saying, of course,
Terry.
Of course, I would say, okay, you lost your job. Don't worry. Take a week off. Relax. You'll find something. But I mean, this girl was talking to him like he was 12 years old. Nope. It's a big old nope for me. Nope.
He's letting it happen. And he's letting it happen.
He was sitting there crying like, nigga, if you don't pat yourself on the back and get up.
Brush yourself off and get it going. Like, come on.
I'm like this.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing for me, and Angelina, I'll let you answer too. And then I do want to hear what you have done that you qualify as being less than smart in the name of love. But here's the point that I wanted to bring in collaboration with that. So for me, how I am very loyal, right? If you my man and we've been together for a while, we riding. Yes, I'm riding with you. Circumstances happen, you lose your job. I'm like, all right, I got you. I'm riding with you. Let's go. Pick yourself up. But here's the thing. I may be, lead with my heart and foolish in love, but guess what? I'm still Daryl's daughter.
Who's
and
Daryl?
Daryl's daughter don't suffer fools lightly. So when I think you trying to get over, and I think that you think that I am less than smart here in my season years, because I've lived. Let me tell you something. Guess what happens? That Virgo happens. That Virgo comes in and says, oh, hold on. Let me cut you out. Because you no longer serve a purpose in my life, because you are taking my kindness for weakness. You are laying up in this bed or laying up on the couch or playing your little Xbox or PlayStation or whatever the heck you want to play.
Pause. We don't have men that play with video games. That's not happening. What? No. No, you do not have no Xbox. You need to pick up a book.
Yeah. You need to pick up a newspaper or get on the internet and look for jobs.com, LinkedIn.com.
We don't do this.
That's the only game you playing. These games out here looking for a job.
And them games ain't cheap, yo. Them games be like $600-$700.
And
I gotta go pay a bill with that money.
And politics as usual. Welcome in. Politics as usual says that.
Yeah, I'm writing politics as usual. A message right now.
Love then to not have love at all is useless if one cannot know compassion and truth. It's better to have love so you can experience the foundation of life. Thank you. Thank you, politics as usual. I get it, and thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, Portal.
Leo, hush.
He's a mess. Politics as usual says most are fools, and even though they've experienced love, they can't or don't know how to accept it. Love can do nothing with foolishness. Only fools can't learn from past mistakes, therefore never find. Listen, never find love. That's what he says. Listen, we're all women of a particular age, right? Old enough to know better and old enough and wise enough to know
not to go through it again.
Not to go through it again. Guess what? So here's the thing. Here's the thing. When you know better, you what? You do better. Experience is a good teacher. Experience will tell you, guess what? You tried it. It didn't work out. Don't try it again. Don't do it again. You remember those sayings where you used to put your hand next to the stove and your mother be like, don't go near that stove. The stove is hot. Mm-hmm. And what happened? You keep going, you touch it, ow, it burns. Guess what? The child now learns, don't put your hand over there. Mm-hmm. Didn't mama tell you that? Didn't mama tell you that? Stop doing that. It's the same with relationships. If you continually go through these cycles and, Nick Cannon, having babies after babies after babies after babies after babies after babies, just doing this perpetual cycle. Guess what? Like I said, you want to crap out. You keep throwing your behind like a roulette wheel. You're going to end up on the wrong side of that. Oh. So when are you going to do better? Because you continually do this. You are continually getting the same results, a woman pregnant. And now you are responsible for the rest of that child's life.
Yep.
To be there. And you're already sickly. You're already, spent in terms of like being everywhere and having this platform where you gotta, continually be in the public eye, or else guess what? They forget about you, right? So long, goodbye. Thank you for playing. Poof, be gone.
And trust me, they won't forget about him, all right. That child support court will definitely not forget about him. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's just not fair to the children. Thank
you. And the women too. If you're out here having all these children by every man you meet, when are you going to stop? If the first one didn't work out, the second one did, and you keep choosing the same man, if you don't make a change, you're going to keep getting the same result. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're going to keep getting it.
Yep.
That means they're going to.
It's impossible to love a simple fool. You better
I'm quite sure we all have at one time.
You better say it. You better say it. You better say it. He says, love is not hard. All you have to do is be able to accept it. If one doesn't have or can't find love, it's not love, it's you. There you go. There you go. But I go back to the notion that he is driven. Like, I think there's something going on with Nick Cannon.
He's a hoe.
Like, well, I mean, beyond
Let's
that.
Let's be honest. If it was a woman, she would be labeled a hoe.
Yeah.
For real. So
for less, actually.
He don't get a free ride because he's a man.
No man should get a free ride.
I'm saying though, but he don't did not be called that because he's doing it. Because if it was a woman in celebrity and she had a baby, Angelina Jolie, if she was to have had all those babies by different men, y'all would call her a hoe easily. Mm-hmm. Easily.
Facts.
So
Terry says a woman would only have to tell me once as long as it's thorough. Come on. We don't have to continually do this. We don't have to continue. Hey, Lab, welcome in.
Hi, Lab.
Hey, Lab.
TC said, keep the footage anyway, Angela. Footage is considered receipts for the court. That part.
Oh, you heard it right here. I can
That
keep
part.
the footage.
I don't know nothing.
That part.
I
I don't know nothing.
I can't pretend like I don't. It's just I want to see if she knows, but after a while I can't pretend like I don't.
Yes. Hey, welcome to the stream, boo. What's up?
Say, hold up, wait a minute. We're gonna be talking about black man. Let me put a black man in it.
Yes,
What's up with you,
come on,
man,
black
girl,
man.
Girl. How y'all doing? How y'all ladies doing?
Well, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while.
And I've been offline for a minute. I've been off YouTube for a minute, but I was just scrolling tonight, pop back on, and you my people, so just come to show some support and love.
Thank you.
And get into this juicy conversation.
How you doing, King?
Listen,
with
so
you?
we're talking about
the how you doing?
Well,
silly
Elevate.
things. Oh, you're saying hello?
Angela, how you doing? Yeah, I'm
Hey,
just
how are
speaking.
you?
All right.
So we're talking about the silly things that we've done in the sake of love. So what have you done?
I don't think nothing silly in the sake of love. I think it's all a learning experience. So, the only way to experience something or to do better, if you're gonna know better, you're gonna do better. The only way to do that is to know and is to try and is to attempt. And sometimes you fail. So nothing silly about failing and nothing silly about getting it wrong, because really that's the only way you get anything right. So I don't think nothing. I made plenty of mistakes, especially in my younger years, but I think sometimes same mistakes I watch other people make, maybe my mother, my father, uncles, people in my family, friends around me, my sociable circles. But I don't think it was silly. It was all advantageous to bring you, hopefully, to a place of understanding. That was my point about only a fool have love to blame. Because at some point you had to take responsibility. No, it ain't love at all. Love is a virtue. It's one of the strongest things in the world. Right? It holds the universe together. It's what brings especially black folk like us together. But we are all seem to be separated so far apart, whether it's man or woman, grandmother, granddaughter, whoever, granddaddy, son, is because we blame that it's like a love thing. But really it's an individual thing.
Yeah.
If you can't, like I've learned, if I can't seem to hold on to love, or if I'm not treating a person a certain type of way, of relationships of mine are failing, it really don't have nothing to do with love. Love never changed. Love's been the same since the beginning of time. But the way you know that you can't hold on to it or keep it is because you can't change. And we have to be willing to evolve, to learn, and to change. You can't.
Absolutely.
And love seems stagnating. You can't somehow get it right. Love is not the culprit. Right? It's the individual. The individual needs to make adjustments.
I like that comment you put in. It's not love, it's you. So if you're still, going out there and you're saying you can't find love, or it's hard to be in love, or it's hard to be in a relationship, you got to look within to see what you're putting out there.
It's always the mirror, right? You just the mirror is right there. You just have to, because love is God created love, like God created us. So like love is not gonna change. It's not gonna adapt. It's not gonna do nothing. Love is like it's subjectional of what you want it to be, right? We attach things to it that we expect from it, and then we become vulnerable and we become let down because it seems to never meet our expectations. But the problem is that you're putting expectations on it in the first place, right? So you have to kind of like accept things. That's what I was saying about the job situation. Like, I mean, it depends on if me and you were together for a decade and I wind up losing my job and I'm crying or I'm hurt or I'm broke up about it, but I've been taking care of you, you've been able to stay at home for the longest, then what would be the situation or the problem of not taking compassion on the person you love and saying, we're going to make it through, or, hey, if I got to start working now, some men been in this situation. I've been in it personally, right? So now it's time for you to start working. It's obviously for a black man, especially me, I got a few felonies on my record. They don't make it easy. Right? If you holding something down and you do got a gig and you wind up losing it. It could take a while to get back in the workforce.
Get back into it.
Yeah, it ain't necessarily that you might not be trying, but it's just necessarily the way society is constructed for Black folk.
Right. Now,
So,
I think, you have to see the effort. I'm not one that, throws the baby out with the bathwater, so to speak, when, my partner is down. Like, that's the time you kick in even more and be a helpmate. And I believe in doing that throughout, the relationship. So
yeah, it's got to be like, I agree with you 100% because kicking somebody while they down, ain't gonna
ain't doing
nothing.
And what type of what type of relationship, do you have if the
you just coming back? Hold on, let me ask.
I didn't leave. I just changed location.
So, like I say, if you was at home or being at a stay at home while I was working in a decade relationship, let's say 4 or 5 years, I'm working on everything now. You've been able to relax, stay at home, and then a situation happen where I maybe lose my job. You telling me you wouldn't step up or you wouldn't go out? What we gonna do? You just gonna leave me? Well, then that'll put us.
I ain't gonna leave you. You gonna find a job.
Well, I'm gonna find a job,
or make a business, or you'll figure it out.
I'm gonna come to you and say, baby, I'm gonna find this job and I'm gonna work on this. But we trying to keep our status and our stature as far as we made it. We ain't trying to have no setbacks. So, maybe as a woman, a Black woman versus a Black man, it might be a little bit easier for you to get a job if you've been staying at home the whole time. Well, then that's why Black men go to white women. Black men to go to white women, and then we complain, right? Because it has Black men to go to a different woman. Because it's like, okay, that we even if I stayed with you when I was at my lowest points and you wouldn't have my back, I'm never gonna forget that. So I might stay with you, but
I want to chime in because I never got to say anything about this.
Oh yeah. Okay. My bad.
It's not your fault, but personally, first of all, okay, man loses his job. It happens all the time.
Because I've been in that situation not too long ago. So
right. Yeah. So for me, it depends on the role, so to speak. So if you are a husband, the answer is yes. I will hold you down only under the condition that you do go out and look for work. Because here's the thing. I actually will not be staying at home. I don't believe in that. That's not how I'm built.
That's why I'm just using this as an example, not every situation, but I'm just giving a particular example. Just if that was the situation.
I get that. I get that. So in my case, I will, console you for a few days, support you for a while as far as emotionally and psychologically. But I'm going to push you to find a job because even though I'm working outside the home and I'm working inside the home. It's teamwork to ensure that we sustain our sense of stability. I
don't even have no problem with that. I'm just talking about the problem as far as like I'm not going to accept that. That's not a real. What I'm asking her was like from that situation is okay. What if I did find a job at the same time the job ain't paying what it used to pay? Right, I'm used to making $50,000 a year. Hold on, I'm used to making $50,000 a year. Now I'm making $30,000 a year, but you still got to pick up the slack because that's the job I could find. You push me to find a job. Beggars can't be choosers, right? So what you saying? 2 weeks? Oh, you saying deuces? You gonna leave him?
I'm saying get 2 jobs.
In reality,
2 jobs. What you gonna do? What women do in the situation?
We know that it takes a lot longer nowadays.
No, I'm just saying, what if I did find a job, but it wasn't making the same? Like maybe I'm making 70% of what I made before. So you're not gonna get the job. I'm asking her, you wouldn't get the job if you had to help support us?
No.
Exactly. So
I would not.
That's the situation I'm referring to. Like we talking about 2 different apples and oranges. I know what you're saying, but I'm talking about speaking to where she coming from. So that would tell me. What would that tell me if that was the situation between me and you went together? I'm doing good, everything great. I'm making, let's say, $80,000 a year. I lose my job, whatever happened. You push me to get a job. I'm not on the Xbox. I go find one now. I'm making $45,000 a year. It's not the same, baby. So what would that mean? Deuces?
No, so you would have to get 2 jobs, and you will figure it out.
But I'm saying let me
finish.
Okay, I got
you have 60 days to get it together.
But you don't have one job. But if I got it,
No, and I'm not gonna have a job.
Well, there we go. So now y'all from everybody who gonna listen to this, you tell me. If I gotta get 2 jobs and that's the only way you gonna set me, is that love? Because if it's 100%, 100%, or if it's a 50-50 relationship type deal, if I lose something, whether it's fault of my own or not no fault of my own, but I bust my ass and I try, but I can't go out there, baby, and get what we had before, but I'm doing the best I could. You telling me I gotta go do double the work or double the shit while you don't do even 10% of the work?
You think staying home taking care of children is not work?
I'm asking you. Well,
that is work.
Obviously, if you got a job and I got a job, we both gonna do that because we both working. So we're gonna figure that out. We're gonna schedule it. I'm just saying, what part of that is love? What part of that would be love for any man to accept? Unless he was foolish. I'm asking what part of that would be love. Let's reverse the roles. You the worker. You as my woman, you had a good ass job. And you lose your job as a lawyer. And you go pick up a side gig or whatever you had to do in the meantime because you're working it out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say deuces to you. Then you would have to ask yourself, I'm telling you, if you was in that opposite position, well, what part of that did this nigga love me? Right, deuces to you. I'm at home taking care of the kids. I'm helping, but what the hell are you talking about? Okay, at this point, I'm in a hard time situation. This is the whole point of being in a relationship with another individual. It's for the hard times. It ain't for. Well, I understand that, but I just wanted to see where you was coming from. But I would just tell you, most men, unless they fools, would never accept that. Say, if you could accept me on my up and my high times, then you got to be there on my low times, or that ain't love at all.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
You figure it out. I'm not gonna baby a man and be his mother. He will figure it out.
But
if
most
he has
men.
To get, let me finish. If he has to either get 2 jobs or he'll create a business, he'll figure it out.
A real true man, you're right, we'll figure it out. But unfortunately, it will be without you.
That's cool.
That's how that's gonna always end.
That is so cool.
But then that might have been your love. That might have been your angel. That might have been your truth. But you gonna staple that and label that to something that's in the physical world of something that he can't really probably accomplish. Right. My point, what I'm trying to get with this, why I came on the panel, is because sometimes we put our own standards, individual standards on everything, on people. Mm-hmm. Right. Somebody asked me, it's like, what you expect in a woman? What you want from a woman? What do you think? What's your perfect woman? And I don't have no expectations as I look at it as I got older of a woman, right? I'm not going to put a woman had to be this or a woman had to be that, right? Mm-hmm. It ain't for me to put the expectations on people. It's for me to accept a person and their capability and capacity. And if they love me and I love them, then that's where I'm coming from with it.
But let me just speak from my point as a woman, okay?
Yeah.
Most women want everything from a man. If you are asking me to be your wife, you are going to take care of me like I'm supposed to be taken care of. Okay. We want everything from a man.
I got you.
Period.
Now, let me talk to you from a man's point of view, and let me come to you as a man. Most men and all men you see, we want everything from a woman. If you expect me to be your husband, to be faithful to you, to hold you down, we want everything from our woman. Mm-hmm. So what point of that when a real woman that wants the same thing for me not understand? Mm-hmm. I want the same motherfucking thing. You understand? You want everything from me. There's only one way any real woman gonna be able to get that, and you're gonna have to give me everything.
So I'm sorry, I'm just going through the chat and I'm a little behind.
It's probably getting a little spicy in here too.
I love it. But what about those people who do stay at home, those stay-at-home moms? Do you consider that work?
I don't even stay-at-home moms because I consider I would if that was the situation, if it was possible, like that's a blessing to me. I'm not a chauvinist to think a woman should stay at home, but that is the situation that's created. Like I got a good enough job and that's something you can do. And the capacity that we in, I'm 100% with that, and it's cool. And of course, there's work. I got 2 kids. I know that's work. Mm-hmm. But what I'm telling you, if it become a situation where our environment have to change and we have to adapt, I can't be the only mother in the relationship adapting and adjusting. Right. So if you used to staying at home, that's cool. But if we like, baby, we about to lose everything or this is about to fall apart, I'm gonna need you to step up a little bit.
Well, even before
you
it
know?
gets to that part, I would hope as a
Yeah.
partner, you would kick in and be like, okay, we gotta,
Oh yeah,
pull
no
our
doubt.
bootstraps together.
Yeah.
If that means, I gotta, kick in more, do more for the
Oh yeah.
household, I'm willing to do that as your partner.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I gotta know too that
But
I'm not in this alone. I'm not riding or dying
yeah, no
for
doubt.
somebody who ain't
But that's what she just said. That's what we just said. But
Not at
yeah,
all.
that's what I was saying with her. Like, if you think I'm gonna have to give everything, or a woman wants a man, they want them to give everything. Well, as a man, I'm on the panel and I'm telling you, we kind of expect the same thing, especially if that's what you're giving. And if you don't do that, no matter how much that man loves you or how much you love that man, resentment creeps in. Resentment. You know
Resentment
what I
is a
mean?
hell of a, it's a
But
hell
resentment
of
is enough to derail any love or anything like that. You understand? So this is what's gonna happen. It's gonna be resentment, and then the devil could play. He finds his opening and playing. Was she really there for you? I mean, look what the hell you got to go through. Shit, she about to leave your ass, right? I don't ever want to feel pressure with my woman that if I hit on hard times, whatever the situation is, that I have it's a possibility that I'm about to
I
lose her.
believe it should be a limit put on it, not just, oh, okay, I'm gonna go to work and you're gonna stay home, and then it turns into 5 years, 10 years. We not doing that. It's
I
gonna be,
agree
you
with
got
you.
60 days to get it together and get us back on track.
But as soon as you say you're gonna put a limit on it, that means to me you capping love. You putting a limit on love. But I don't think. But then that's
hey,
not
love
love
don't pay
because
the
it's
bills. You
impossible.
got to get out there and get some green back up in here.
Love, I promise you, love pay the bills, right? If you're a good enough
Nah,
woman,
honey.
if you're
No,
a
it
good enough
don't.
woman, if you're a good enough woman or a good enough man, you ain't even got to be man or woman. Your children alone, you could come home at night and see their faces.
Yes,
No
thank
matter
you
how
for
much you hate that goddamn job, and no matter how bad you don't want to go to work, your supervisor fucking which is the worst situation to work, you gonna go handle it and do it because the kids you love them. So love can make you do some strange things, and love can pay the bills. I've been in a situation where I've had to put up with things in my life that I know, God, will I had this boy and this little girl I got, I would never be able to put up, right? Especially my character, who I am. And I've had to be submissive in certain instances because I got kids at home. I need this job, or I need this paycheck, or I need whatever. So yeah, love can make you do all types of things, man.
But you also know what? Love is blind, because there are plenty of women, I'm speaking from a woman's perspective, who have stayed with a man and he done went out there and had baby on her after baby on her after baby on her. See, with me, oh, you got one time to screw up, you're done. Ain't no taking you back. Ain't no second chance. Ain't no, I'm going to do it again. And that's the reason why, if you make me your wife, you going to make sure I'm good. Because remember, back in the 40s and 50s, women never worked, even when the man lost his job.
Yeah.
Let's keep it real.
But you know,
he never worked.
But you got to remember, before the 40s and 50s, down in the 20s and the 10s, shit, black men couldn't have no goddamn job. We were slaves. We couldn't work. So should a black man not have? I'm asking you this: should every black slave man that had to work, who was forbidden to have an education or a job, not had a woman? Or are they women stupid for being with them? I mean, this is, I know what you're saying about the 40s and 50s, but a decade or two before that, it was illegal for us to work. But obviously people married, we had children, and we populated the earth, and we got the black community we got now. The emphasis that I would say is this type of society we live in America is a strange environment that I think most black people are not equipped for and not meant for. And this ain't our structure, right? So it's kind of like trying to adapt to this European way of life, which can get a lot of people confused. But I would say though, like, I do agree with you. Like, you're not just gonna let nobody sit on their ass. But also, I'm trying to say, I'm coming from perspective where that go both ways, right? If you were able to sit on your ass because I was able to provide everything, now, I'm not saying I'm a deadbeat or I'm a bum or I'm talking about just a regular decent relationship. And sometimes, like, type of circumstance happen where we hard time. If you're not willing to go ass, Tell me I got to give 200%. Why you can't give me 50%? So I can, I'll give 100%, but I gotta up my shit to 200%. While you just gonna sit on your ass and watch me struggle and tell me if I fail you, deuces. That ain't love at
I
all
never
for
said
me.
deuces.
Well, you
You
put up the
said
two
deuces.
fingers. You put up the 2 fingers. I thought that was
No, I was
deuces.
saying you gotta get 2 jobs.
Oh, but it's the same goddamn thing. That'll be deuces
3,
because
4, whatever you
yeah.
gotta do.
But you're not even gonna have one.
Nope.
Well,
That's me.
So
That
you're
don't
not
mean
coming
Bella
into. I
or the
know.
other young
I'm
lady
asking you,
has
so you
to.
don't come
Angelina
into.
has to agree with it. For me,
I'm
no, I'm not
asking.
doing it.
So I'm asking you, so you don't come into the marriage or the relationship with a 50-50 mentality of love or 100%,
50-50
100,
what?
50-50 love, 100% love. Like I'm gonna give 100%, you gonna give 100%, right? You're not coming in with that mentality. It's like you give 200%, I give 100%, or you give 100%, I give 50%, nigga.
What that got to do with paying the bills and taking care of me?
Because you just said before you even get one job, he would have to get 2. So that means
Or
he would have to
3.
pull. That means he would have to pull triple the weight.
Yep.
So that's not a 50-50 love or 100% love. That's him giving 300%, while you would be able to give 50%.
Okay.
But that's what I'm
That's cool.
saying. Like that's
That's
all I'm saying.
cool.
But if the
I'm good
shoe,
with it.
but I'm
But
asking you if
it's
the
not.
shoe,
But I'm
but
not arguing or
I'm good
debating
with
with
that
you.
too.
I'm
No, no,
just
no,
saying
no. I'm good. I
to
understand
each his
your.
own. To each
I
his own.
understand, but then when you get what you get, what you receive back from that is gonna be the problem. Because
Okay.
that's what relationship you'll come into. So now we're gonna talk about what you were saying was the problem with men. How would you have a problem with us if we would you say cheat or we not being 100, right? We out there doing shit we ain't supposed to be doing. We bringing this shit home to the house. So if he not gonna be 100 with you, how can you have a problem with it when you never was 100 with me? I'm just asking you how this whole conversation is complaining about that type of shit, right? People not being serious in relationships, or people not giving 100%, or people taking love for granted.
It started actually politics about the things that we do and put out there for the people who may or may not deserve it. So case in point, I started off the conversation by talking about Notorious B.I.G.'s daughter, who inherited this $1.5 million house in Brooklyn. Her boyfriend, not her husband, not a fiance, she doesn't have a ring on her finger. He was driving around with a suspended license knowingly. He, instead of surrendering to the police when they were trying to pull him over on a traffic violation, he decides to then speed and recklessly hit 3 pedestrians, one of them being a child. Yeah. So instead of, surrendering to the police and pulling over, doing what he was supposed to do, he endangered himself and these 3 pedestrians. And now he faces up to 25 years in prison if convicted on all counts. So here's the thing. She, being a woman who riding with her man, quote unquote, she put up her $1.5 million home that she got through, proceeds from her father and his musical career. She put that home up. Now she does have a child. And my point is, at that point, when you have a child in the situation, you don't jeopardize your home potentially by putting up a $1.5 million bond for your boyfriend who can't even be so bothered as to commit to you in a real tangible way and go, you don't have to have a big wedding. You go to a courthouse, get,
How long they been together? Do you know any of that? How long have they been?
I don't, but I do know that child that she has, they have it together. And so she's
how old is the child?
For a while.
How old is the child?
Less than 5, I believe.
All right, so who knows I would say that relationship, I don't know, like it's hard to really make, I would say, assessments about certain things. Like
Mhm.
when we make blanket statements about, well, maybe he should have just pulled over. He just had a suspended license. The way the climate is today, a black man pulling over for the police don't mean that he should do or that's the right thing to do. Especially all the shit that's going on. What's going through his mind, right? Maybe he could have. Who knows what? Maybe he had some drugs in the car. Maybe he had some weed in the car. Maybe it's a reason he didn't want to exactly pull over. I don't know why he didn't pull over, but I'm not going to jump to conclusions that he should have pulled over. If he was scared to pull over and stop for the police, I could, as a black man, 100% understand why. People like they use that excuse when cops kill black men. He shouldn't have ran. Like almost every incident that a black man died, including George Floyd, he was resisting. Or why didn't he just surrender? But there's a reason why. Just look at the news and see what the hell happens every time. When we do see the
Well,
stories.
now with you not surrendering, you're facing up to 25 years in prison. So my thing was it worth it not to pull over? Maybe they would have
maybe not. Yeah, maybe not.
Who's to
Maybe not.
say?
I don't think
But
I don't think the burden of that would fall on him though. I think the burden of that would fall on was he scared? What was this? I don't know the situation. I've been in situations where I've ran from police. Now, maybe should I have just surrendered and gave up and just when I was younger? Maybe yeah, but foolishness from being young, scared to fucking death, all type of things make you do things that you wouldn't do. Now, her putting up the house or him not being married to her, I would have to know how long they've been together. I would have to know the inner workings of the relationship. Who just because she don't have a ring on her finger, she's not publicly engaged. Who knows what they're talking about? Obviously, they are committed together. If she does have a 5-year-old child, he's still with her. He hasn't left her yet, right? So he's still with the mother of his child and raising his child. So that would be a plus on him, I would say, whether marriage or not, like under American Constitution and the way we live. But he's still with the mother of his child. He's in the home. He's obviously a father figure to the child because they're together. So like that is like we could look at like the things that you're saying as negatives, like well, he didn't put a ring on the finger, they're not engaged, he's not married, he didn't commit to her. But it's a black man that's at home with his woman, whether married or not, and taking care of their children. Now, if I'm at home with you and we have a solid relationship, we may not be married in public or I may not be engaged to you, or some shit like that happened to me, and I need you to come bail me out. As my woman, if we've been together long enough, you probably will put up the house too. Because the only reason you wouldn't put up the house is if you didn't know somebody or you were skeptical, sketchy about somebody, or they're gonna be on the run, or they're gonna take off on you. Because then that's the only way your house will become a liability if he don't make it to court. But if you my woman and we got a child together and we've been living together and raising this child and you respect me and trust me, then why wouldn't you put up the house? Like, yeah, come get, like, you're not gonna let me, hopefully you wouldn't let your man stay in jail. I mean, unless you would sketch about him and then trust him. Because again, her putting up the house is not an issue unless he wouldn't show up to court. He's gonna jeopardize his daughter's house and her house, which is from Biggie's house. But you don't seem like in this situation it would be like that, because I say he's not only the father of the child, but he's also been with her up to this point. But I wouldn't also him running is not no knock on him, man. That is a knock on the status that we live in. Why the fuck does it? Why the hell will a black man need to run from the police? You're right. That is a question, right? Does that liability fall on him? Or us as black people on this panel talk saying, well, I can probably understand why that would happen.
Right.
Getting pulled over by the day. That's the word. As a black man, that's the biggest fear of my daughter, right? I have a daughter who's just started driving, and I've been teaching her how to drive this past summer. She's about to get her license. She's got a permit. My biggest fear is her having an interaction with the goddamn cops. Because, who knows if she's going to have a little boyfriend or have a friend, not listen to me, they sneak out, she want to go somewhere, whatever, we all do. Something's going to happen. And I'm just thinking, like, if she ever have an interaction with these depending on if it's a hothead, a young police officer, what the case is, and my daughter got a mouth on her, especially if she feel like she's in the right. If she feel like she in the right, she going to speak her damn mind. Like, what the hell? So I'm like, damn. So I'm having this conversation with her of how to try to conduct herself and handle herself. But again, like I say, depending on the situation, I could see why a man would run from the police if they got the same color skin as us. But I would have to know more about it. Like, I don't know. Her putting up the house, I wouldn't say is a bad thing if they together, live together, they got kids together, she love them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they could be getting ready to get married. Maybe they be married after that. Who knows?
Yeah, I want to thank, first of all, everybody who came in. I've been putting up your comments. Thank you so much for coming.
Like, what do y'all
Vernell.
think in the chat about this whole situation?
Huh?
I'm asking, what do they in the chat about this whole situation?
So, yeah, so Vernell says, first of all, a man is supposed to cover the household. The word husband means that you have to bring, I guess, your family together. If you're a couple, you are supposed to live separately and
What?
be independent. Hey, everybody. Hey, Vernell. Thank you so much.
You know what? You sound like a woman chauvinist. You said so. That's like me saying a woman is supposed to be in the household, washing dishes, raising these kids, and taking care of him. Like that's how you sound when you say it from the opposite point of view. What a man's supposed to do? What is a husband supposed to do? A husband ain't supposed to do nothing but love you and do his best and try to provide for his family, but do his best. Don't mean because a person give they all, and I done it. I done been inside. I done been locked up. I done had plenty losses that a person is giving their best at doing 100. That shit happens. Shit happens. So like I don't think any husband that marries a woman married them with the intention of, baby, we gonna fall on hard times. We gonna lose the house. We gonna lose the kids. We gonna have to rent instead of like we have to sell. Like nobody predicts that, right? That's the whole reason to get married. Because usually the person get married on good times. That's the fucked up thing about marriage. When you make a commitment, it's always good. You're not gonna right. If you in tax burdens or some type of levy situation, or you about to lose something, marriage the last thing that obviously gonna put your mind. You're trying to handle all that. Usually people always get married on the upslate. This is the only people that have the option to really get married. Like things gotta be going pretty decent for you to make that move.
Absolutely.
And I think is a downside of this marriage thing, because that ain't a marriage is not a. Let me just say this: like marriage is not a. How would you say like marriage is not a way to look at love, to judge love, or to weigh love, right? Marriage has nothing to do with it. Anytime a nigga marry you, things going pretty good on his end. That's you marry him. That's the reason his ass is ready to marry you. But that ain't got nothing. Love is to me more so of when things are going bad, where we at, how we, how do we, where's our grit at? How we get through shit. So that's why I don't like to put marriage on. If a nigga love you, I think that's the opposite, right? If I marry you, it's just only because I love you, but we going good. And like I say, you gonna marry me because we going good. We get married. We paying for the wedding. We having an extravaganza, a party and shit. But that ain't how you gonna define love or really weigh your love for somebody. Where you at when I need you the most? When I can't face nobody, when I'm insecure, when I'm hurt, when I'm ashamed. Right? Can I come home and have confidence in my wife or my woman's face, even if the whole world I feel like is judging me in a particular way?
Yeah.
Can I find like? Let me just say this: can I find solace with you? Is solace?
I was just gonna say, you should be a solace for each other, right?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
She should be able to, with you, be her most vulnerable, and then in turn, your partner should feel that way about himself when he's with you. That okay, with her, I can let my hair down. I can do and say whatever I want because this is a safe place. So if I'm feeling a certain type of way, or if something at the job didn't go my way or something, I should be able to say these things to my partner and feel like I've got a safe place to land. You know what I mean?
I want to ask Honorable something here, and this is 1 second, but I want to say, how in the hell can you be my motivation to motivate me to do anything, but at the same time willing to abandon and leave me when I'm at my most vulnerable or lowest state? So where's the motivation going? You want me to get another job? Well, if a man's not getting another job and a man turns into something that you don't recognize, I'm not saying it's 100% on the woman, but it's not 0%. Like also, even if you dissolve that relationship with any relationship you ever been in, it's time to look in the mirror. Where did shit go wrong? Because if it's always the man where shit went wrong, then as a human being, a woman or not, you're not gonna never get nowhere. If
Mm.
relationship after relationship dissolves, you find yourself alone or you find yourself not able to hold on to commitments. I'm not
Mhm.
saying there ain't bums out there, bum ass niggas. They need to be let go,
Well,
but
there's bum
everything need to be
women
let
too.
go.
Like
That's
it's not just
yeah.
exclusive to men. Like
But anything that you let
bum
go,
doesn't
there's
have
something
an
to be gained
attachment
from.
just to men.
Yeah, anything that you lose or that has been lost, there's something to gain from it, but you just had to be willing to find it. What do you think about all this shit? Natural, oh shit, natural. What's up with you? I ain't seen you in like 4 months. What you think about all this in the
Her
middle?
partner has been through a lot of hard times, tough times, but she remained there and was
Back on
patient.
his
And now
feet.
he's back on his feet. Yep.
You see what I'm saying? And
There
then
you
think
go.
about if you wouldn't have, I would talk to this other girl who then hopped off the, I don't know what she run off the panel for because I'm ready to talk to her. I was ready to get deep in it, but now then you gonna be mad when he back on his feet. You just would have hung in there for maybe one more month. What you
Mhm.
think about it in the middle? What you think about all this craziness, man? It's a lot. I know it's a lot.
I had to listen to a lot. And so my answer to the question is that if it's a husband, which I was trying to say earlier, then
Mhm.
yeah, I would definitely be there because I'm very old school when it
Yeah.
comes to certain things. Like, for example, if you're a boyfriend or a fiance, first of all, we would not be living together.
Okay. Okay.
You would have your own place, I would have mine. I could spend a night or two at yours, you could spend a night or two at mine, or whatever. But we would not be sharing a lease together if we're not married. I don't
Mhm.
believe in that. I don't.
Okay.
That's the first thing.
Traditional American tradition. I got you. Traditional.
Not about being American. It's
But
about
the
it's
Bible.
it's about stop. It's about me prioritizing and
I
securing
got
my
you.
own space while being single because there's two statuses in this world, being single and being married.
Yeah, you're right.
And as far as I'm concerned, can I help? Yes, but there are different things I would do as a girlfriend or a fiance than I
Mm-hmm.
would do as a wife. You're not
Mm,
required to get husband perks for boyfriend prices. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
You're not you're not gonna get that. Not from me at least. What I will do is, of course, emotional support. Of course, sending leads. Of course, saying, hey, this place is hiring right here. I know you love being in this industry. Maybe you could check them out, something like that. But as far as, you know, paying someone's bills and they're not my spouse, oh no, honey. We're not doing that. We're
Mhm.
not doing that. Now, if you're my spouse, I would do it, but only under the circumstance that you are still doing something, you're being productive, and that you're not taking advantage. And that's only under the guise that we are a union. Now if you're just a boyfriend or if you're just a fiance, then
Yeah.
it's not the same for me. It's not the same. I mean, I'll still provide the support and the leads and the whatever, and I might do a little thing here, do a little thing there, but I'm not gonna go all the way out like I would as a wife. And even then, I would still have expectations saying, okay, so what? How's everything going? How's the job leads going? Are you going on interviews? Do you need help preparing? You need
Okay, welcome to the Queen.
so I'm
Yeah.
just
Hey, loves.
I would go above and beyond.
Mhm.
So it's just it's just that I would give different things as a wife than I would as a girlfriend or fiance. That's all I'm saying. Um,
That part.
I want to just address that though because I got a grandmother. She about 80 now. She got married late too. She got married a few years ago. Her husband wound up passing away, and she looked
Mhm.
in my eyes as a. I mean, my grandma grew me up in the church, so she's 100% like don't have nobody in the same bed. You're not bringing a woman in my house. That's how she was. Even if I'm, my age now, I'm grown. She don't play that. But she
Mhm.
looked in my eyes and said, "You know what? I just wish we would have never got married because right now marriage ain't traditionally how these people depict it, how or what it used to be. It's
that's
more
because
of a
people
financial
don't
situation.
value
Like what I'm
marriage.
saying though, to get married is more of a financial situation. It depends on what financial
If,
situation you in will determine your wedding. Or when
if,
you
it,
gonna
if,
make
it,
that. Because if it make more sense for what I'm saying with her, like she got married, so she lost her Social Security. They cut half of that. They cut a whole bunch of stuff because they start combining incomes. So when she seen all of not the perks but the downsides of being married, and just her particular situation, I'm not saying their situation, but her particular situation brings to me the light that I'm trying to shine on that getting married now has nothing to do with love in the society we live in. Marriage is all about financial ups or downsides, right? Is it financially or is it a good situation to get married to better the situation you're in? Or is it good to wait to get married and maybe we're going to sit off a year or two
I don't
and
agree
then
with
get
that.
married? It just depends. To me, it depends on
At
because
all.
I'm just saying the way they got, I'm talking about the way the
It depends
government
on
and
what.
the way the government and the way society got it set up is financially based, right? It's a financial incentive to get
I
married or not
I
get
don't agree
married.
with that.
I
And I'll tell you
believe
So
I believe it depends
I don't.
on what age bracket that you're talking to.
nothing should change. Also, if you
No,
love somebody when you're married, or not, nothing should change.
Because see, when you get married young, the conversation is more different. No, it's not about money because you got two young people or young marriage that's building together. So we're
Yeah,
not going to have that same conversation if we're supposed to get married between our 20s and our 30s. That conversation will now change when we're in our 40s.
but I
And
mean,
then
but how you mean by how would it change?
because you both of you in college, both of you looking for something, both of you
Mm-hmm.
looking for a job, so it's not like I need your finance. You can't get it from me unless we were born with money. It
Yeah,
all
yeah,
depends. It all depends on the age bracket. And then what I think what my girl was saying to you, I don't Vern, when she was saying she'll give you 6 months.
yeah.
I think what I got out of what she was saying is that she's not going to make you get too comfortable where
Mm.
she's going to baby you, whereas you're
But
going
she
to
also
get
said she wasn't. She also said she wasn't willing to get a job.
because she's the no, but you got to remember, a woman, even though a woman may not work outside of the house, women always
Yeah,
going to have a
yeah,
hustle. A woman is always going to have
yeah.
a
But she said
hustle.
she wasn't willing. She said I would have to get if I
No,
was with her, I would have to get 2 or 3 jobs because
but
she's not willing to get one. So that was like even if she gonna hustle, whatever. But she
but
said get 3 jobs, but I won't. I
But a
won't even
woman,
go out to get one.
but you already know a woman always has a hustle. But what she's saying to you, how
What
I
hustle? What
took it,
hustle? I don't always know that. What hustle do a
no,
woman always have?
just like when a woman back in the days when a man used to do all the work, a woman used to iron clothes on a hustle, bake cakes on a hustle, and sell things.
But that's the whole point of a man working. Cause he don't usually you don't
No,
want
but
your
I'm
woman to have a
saying that,
hustle. But
but that hustle, woman, that brought in a lot of good money, ironing clothes for
but them
people
hustles
and
also
making cake,
breed a
huh?
lot of like insecurities, right? That's the whole reason.
Well, what's the insecurity is going into the
The
house?
insecurities of your woman having to go out and hustle and deal with other people on the side
Well,
to like
but
make ends
that's
meet.
how. But majority of the time, that's how it always been done. Even being on
Yeah,
YouTube
yeah.
is a hustle.
Well, maybe that's
Right.
why. Well, maybe that's why all these relationships been failing. Because
No,
I know as
no,
a
a lot of
man,
relationships not failing. Just that people are talking to the wrong age brackets, and by
yeah.
40 or 50 years old, it shouldn't matter if a woman will help you or not. You are 50 and 60. You by this time, yeah, okay, you'll be a shoulder. Yes, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be okay. But you should already know. Okay, I need to do this, even if nobody even told you. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to do
Yeah,
this.
but she said, my point is that conversation we had is she not doing nothing different. I need to change. I need to find better. The man would need to step his game up 3 times the equivalent of whatever he was doing because she's not willing to change or do nothing. So my point is you cannot put all the liability on the other, whether it's man or woman in the situation. I would go both ways. You can't
Okay,
put
now
all
put
the
like this. Put like
responsibility in real.
this. Okay, put like this. Does what she do change, and does the bills change because you lost your job?
Listen, if I lose my
No,
job,
that's yes or no. That's
yeah,
yes or no.
everything may change.
All
I'm
right,
pretty sure
so
everything's gonna
no,
change.
does the bills change? And then what
Everything's
she
gonna
does?
change.
No, the bills stay the same.
Yeah,
Right.
so that
Correct?
the
Yes,
The
bill
the
light
that
bill will
means
keep
so that
on
means
going.
so that
The
so that
bills
means
stay the
so
same.
incomes.
so
So
that would mean so
and
that would
what she
mean
let me finish.
yeah.
And what she's doing in the household still stays the same too, right?
So that would mean that the man and woman
No,
the
that's
man
not
and
that.
woman
No,
need
no,
to
no, 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 no,
adapt.
no,
They
no, no,
need
no,
to
no, no,
adapt.
no, no, no. You saying will? I'm asking you simple yes or
Yeah,
no
I'm
questions.
telling you a simple answer.
No,
If anything,
no, it was just a yes or no. And
no,
then you can elaborate. No, it's just
nothing
yes or
stay the
no.
same. I'm gonna say no.
Okay,
Even the bills don't stay the same.
okay,
No, that's
okay, the
false.
bills don't stay the same, so
They don't.
they
They
got
change.
higher, right? So
No,
they got
they
higher.
necessarily didn't get higher.
So
They may got
sure enough
lower
didn't drop. Okay, how did they get lower? Explain to
because
me.
you might have to let some bills go. You might have an extra cell phone. You got to let that go. We might have the light bill, but we're gonna reduce what we've been doing because it's less income. We do this all the time at Black folk. You got to you gonna make sure the light bill is $350.
But the
300.
bills still
Bills
okay.
may not the
The
same. They
bills
might
get
not.
a little bit lower. So who phone is
Not a little
supposed to
bit lower.
leave? Yours?
It depends on how
who,
much.
So
It depends.
who phone's supposed to go? Yours?
Hell, it might be the kids. It might be the kids' phone got to go for a month or
But
two.
it was the kids. But the kids now they got to lose a phone. So basically,
Maybe it depends
all
on
right.
if the
Okay.
kid got to lose a phone for us to keep a
All
roof
right.
over
So
our head. Then
things
we might
got
have
low.
to get rid of the
Things
phone
got
bill
low.
too.
Things got
I'm just
lower.
giving you an example of that.
Okay.
You trying to. What I'm saying is, you
Things
ask me a
got
question. I'm
lowered.
saying,
Okay.
yeah, they don't necessarily stay. Nothing stays
All
the
right.
same.
Things
When
got
something
lowered.
changes,
Okay. So
with the
now the
person,
household has to make adjustments, right? But do that.
everybody had to make adjustments.
Okay, but does her job change as a mother?
Of course, it may.
Okay.
It's a possibility that it will have to.
Like what?
Like she might have to go out and find some work.
Okay, no, but the kids don't. But far as getting the kids to school,
Hell, one of the kids,
cooking, the
depending on how old he
cleaning,
is, maybe they need to go out and find some work.
maybe so the kids should have been doing that. But
Yeah, I had to do it. Listen, my mother was married. My mother was married, and when I was about 15, this is how I got my first job. I worked at Mickey D's.
All right, but
certain things changed in the household where the phones was getting cut off. We had problems with keeping the lights on at certain points. There's a lot of adjustments because things had changed. But I had to wind up. The point is, as a child, as a 15-year-old, I wound up going to high school and I got my first job. They used to call me Calvin.
So now she said, I will give you a couple of months.
Yeah.
To get yourself together. She did say that. So
but the man can't be the only one getting shit together and making adjustments.
No. You the one.
Oh, okay.
You the one lost your job or whatever. Now, if you would have said because of my age, you didn't say that. Now, if you would have said because of my age, I can't find the same jobs like I used to.
It could be because of different scenarios why you can't find the same job.
But you didn't name. I'm
gonna give you my main one because it needs to be expedient. So you could most likely could have to settle for less, right? Because you have to find one quick because she gonna leave your ass if you don't. Because you can't trust that she gonna stay with you. So again, if you gotta find one quick, that means you taking what's coming. And she still might leave your ass in her case, what she said, because if you ain't making enough, you got to go get 3 of these motherfuckers. Now you got to try to do this 3 times over. As hard as it is for a nigga to find one job and hold on to that and, progress and move up. Yeah, now you got to get 3.
But was she the same girl? You got to remember too. It depends on how long you were married. Because gotta remember, if you was married at a young age,
saying even if we ain't married, we ain't married.
There is no we going through anything if we're not married. We're not going through nothing.
But that's what I'm saying.
We're not going through nothing.
So this goes back to my main point of this conversation.
Nothing.
This is
for marriage only.
This is my main point of this conversation where I want to come here with y'all women because it wasn't no manner. So what are we all complaining about? If no woman on the panel is married, and if we talking about women that put up with all the shit they got to put up from niggas who treat them the way they before they get married, because before you get married, I'm not saying all the women. I'm just giving a hypothetical. Let's say if you're not married, but you got to put up with all the shit this nigga gonna do to you. Because you're not married, so we're not gonna hold nobody accountable for nothing. Because hell, I wasn't.
But we're not.
But I'm saying this is because what we're talking about is unmarried people.
But we're not putting up with.
But it's only one way to get married, right? You're not gonna. I would hate to marry the wrong person. If I'm gonna marry you and then have to wait till my marriage to find out that you ain't had my back and this wasn't 100% relationship, that would be foolish for anybody to goddamn do. This is another reason why the black community, community has a high rate of divorce. This is a fact.
Because sometimes older men speak younger men language.
Yeah, sometimes older men do speak
the same language. That. We should not be having the same conversation.
But what's wrong with young men?
So here's the thing I want to throw out, guys, real fast. So, you made an interesting point there where you're like, why would you want to marry a woman if
you had to go through the motions first?
If she's not
You had to learn each other.
helping you, being that helpmate. And if the first sign of strife or something going on, she's ready to
Exactly.
cut you out.
Like you.
But here's the thing that you have to remember. As Black women on this panel, we have gone through a lot too. And not to negate anything that a Black man has gone through, because we all know and support our Black men, because we know you go through things day after day. I'm talking as a Black woman.
Mm-hmm.
The experience that we have had with having our man's back and being there for him, being, like I said in the beginning, that balm for him during those times of strife and discord, when, nobody else has his back, when, his job is always rotting him, or, he's having a tough time getting a job. It's always the Black woman that then steps up to the plate and does what she needs to do to make sure her family is intact and whole, including holding down her man if need be. The problem with that becomes once he gets to a certain level of achievement and then realizes, hey, the grass is a little greener over there. Let me go over there and get me a little 25-year-old little something, or let me go over and get the white woman, or let me go and get, the Asian woman or whatever, because, I feel like that's what I need in my life. Even though your girl was holding it down, as you say, and keeping it together. That's one. Two, you get these things where it's like, okay, she's supposed to ride for me. She's supposed to do this. She's supposed to do that. But remember, you're also supposed to hold her down. You're also supposed to say, hey, listen, I know, it's tough out there. I'm trying. I'm doing the best that I can. Things are just not working out for me, but here's what I can do. I can get another job. I can put this, thing here. I can do the YouTube thing. Here's, a couple of dollars there. I think that's what Burns and was trying to say in that case. Is like, you need to say, okay, listen, as the man of the house, right? And I used to be like, oh, I don't subscribe to gender roles. But you know what? Sometimes men have to take the lead in certain situations. Sometimes women have to take.
Yeah, it's hard to hold on to that. Don't subscribe to gender roles, because gender is a thing, and it is a
it is a thing.
It's there scientifically. It's a thing.
Yeah,
it's hard.
Like I always say, like I'm a woman. I don't like to take the trash out. I don't like to do that. I think that if I have a man in my life, he should take.
But if you're a woman and you decide and you like to do that, or you're fine with that, that's also cool.
It's cool. It's just not my thing. So every woman and every man should understand what the roles are for the household.
My daughter would be having to take out the trash while I said that, because she's the only girl in the house. Like, there's no boys.
I bought pink garbage bags because I take out the garbage. Yeah. So I get it. But and I went to another point that I wanted to make, and I don't know if you were in the live for this, but I was saying before that, when it comes to a man and a woman's relationship, sometimes you don't know the ins and outs of that relationship, and you should know the ins and outs of that relationship, because that relationship is for that man and that woman to then decide what works for their relationship. And it may not be what societal norms call a traditional relationship, but it works for them. So don't knock it. It's none of your business. Keep your mouth shut. Mind out my business. But here's the thing: when that woman is being there for you and doing these things for you and helping you in ways seen and unseen to make sure that this household is running, why is it? And I'm not making a general statement. I'm just saying from things that I have seen. It always seems to be when a man, gets that certain stature, or even if he doesn't have that stature yet, there's a woman that is doing what she can for you. She is being that bomb for you. But you then, as a man, will go out and get the next chick that don't do nothing for you, but she gets all of your time, all of your attention, any excess funds you may get, you giving it to this chick instead of the woman who was holding you down. And I've seen this cycle play and play and play and play and play.
I got a few answers if I could.
And I want to hear what you have to say about
the main
that.
answer to that is because you, in the premise of your argument that you're presenting right now, to me is flawed. And the reason it's flawed is because everything you're saying, if she say, like, I'm not saying man, and if he gonna do this, it's because the premise, the foundation is already fucked up. Because, you know, like you say, back in the day or before this new shit that's going on, man and woman, the shit they used to do, they was doing it together. It wasn't no he got to go do this, or if the man's doing this and I'm as the woman and I'm doing this. Is already we talking in separate terms of what a man are doing. Back in the day, it used to be sequential, right? Motherfuckers move in tandem. So, like my grandmother, for instance, who 80-something, who's got 7 children, who raised me, and my grandfather who got shot in the head, who passed away, he died, right? Somebody murdered him. But before that, the stories that I hear about him is that it wasn't no I'm as a woman and I'm at home and I'm doing, no, they didn't look at it like that. They was just together. And what needed to be done was done together. Whether it was she had to take out the trash or whether it was he had to wash a dish, right? Whether it was they had farms and shit back then. Like, you know, I got literally only 2 generations removed from slavery, right? So that's one of the, I would say, one of the major problems with things that's happening today with the mindset of black women and black men is that we break shit down to all these different compartmentalized things as to, well, if he doing this and I'm doing that, and but then no, everything you said had nothing to be about. We should be doing everything together, whatever suits the family structure, whatever's going to help us to progress, whatever's going to help us to reach higher levels, married or not. If you're going to make a commitment to somebody, right? I'm not saying married or not like you're never gonna get married, but like you with somebody. Obviously, I'm not of the belief that you should just marry somebody before you. Like, I want to live with your ass. I want you to live. I need to get to know you. I need to know who you are. I don't need no bullshit. If we gonna be together for life, I don't believe in divorce. So I wouldn't want to set myself up for failure, which usually, especially
but
as a woman,
there's never no guarantees. Number
yeah,
one.
I'm just saying. But as a woman, you're very. Let me just finish though. Let me just finish.
Go ahead.
But go ahead. There's no guarantees because of what?
Go ahead.
Thank you, underrated doctor. Thanks for being here.
So the first part of the fundamental part of what you were saying is like you separated everything between the man and the woman, and I just think that we should speak in together terms of anything that's going to happen in the household if you love somebody and y'all together. Secondly, I forgot where I was going with the other point, so I'll just leave it there. Like we need to it's together, man. It ain't what he doing and what if you come to a point in relationship is what you doing and what he doing, that shit is already going downhill because y'all moving separate. It ain't no unification, and without that shit gonna fall apart. So like whatever is going on in my relationship, if I love you, married or not, if we gonna be together, whatever's going on, I say married or not because if I commit to you and I'm faithful to you, and let's say we've been together 5 years or 6 years or whatever case is, we're not technically married under the law, but we living like married folk, right? We living like married folk. Everything should be together. Whatever's needed should be. That shit should to me.
See, that's why I say when adults have younger, it's just no disrespect. This is what I mean by when older folks have younger people conversations, because there's no way somebody 45 and older really, they don't, at that point, they don't, we should not be having shacking up conversations at our age.
Well, what if you? I'm just saying. What if you? Let me finish. What if you 45 and you just been with the person you've been with for the last 20 fucking years and y'all not married?
Like, I'm saying though.
My aunts had long-term relationships.
But if they already been together 20 something years, they're not
married though.
They're not having that conversation at 40 something.
Mhm.
They've been together already 20 years and chose not to. But for
They're not having
somebody
a conversation of what? Like if,
who's coming in single, I'm single, you're single, we're 45 and over. No, we're talking about marriage and stuff like, okay, you got your stuff together. At that time, you said we should be doing stuff together. Yes, we should. But by that time, though, you should have already have something on your own, and I should already have
a different conversation
something on our own.
Okay, so we have a question. Hang on a second, guys. Hold on a second, Sugar. We have a question in the chat, and I wanted to address it really quickly.
And I want to say something too.
Okay. Okay, Angelina. Rich B says, why does the Black community have a high divorce rate? So I'm going to actually throw that question. If Angelina, if you want to talk about it first, I'm going to let you have the mic and talk about it first.
So, from my, observation, all those years of watching Divorce Court, because I've been watching it and seeing all them couples go on the show and act a damn fool, and then a lot of them still stay together afterwards. But for me, one of the reasons, because there's many, one of the reasons obviously is finance. One of the reasons is because of children. But in the grand scheme of things, marriages don't tend to last long because people don't value the bond that they build once they get married. They don't value having to work through hard times. They love it when it's easy. They love it when it's all rainbows and glitter, but they don't love it when they have to work, and they don't understand that marriage is work. And not just work, but work from all parties involved. Meaning the woman has to put in the work, the man, or in any case, one partner has to put in the work, the other partner has to put in the work, because I got to include my LGBTQ people. But all people in relationships have to put in the work, not just one, not just two, but everyone. Everyone has to put in the work in order for any relationship to work. And when things get tough, people want to just tap out and say, I quit, I can't do this, I'm leaving, And if you want to leave, that's fine. But you're devaluing the sanctity of marriage when you do that over something that can be resolved. Or for example, let's say there was an argument. Let's say it was about a text on a phone. Let's say it was about, this person texts you, your ex texts you, and I'm seeing this. Why are they reaching out to you and this and that and the other? And you're willing to give up over that? You're willing to give up over the fact that someone else is deciding to do whatever, especially if you've never tried to find solutions. Now, if divorce is your only solution, then hey, all the power to you, but you're devaluing your marriage when you immediately resort to just severing ties, especially when the ink barely dried on the certificate. The ink barely dried. You didn't try to go to marriage counseling. You didn't try to go to your rabbi or your pastor or whoever to try to resolve things. You never even tried to talk to each other, and instead you want to get a divorce. You want to go in front of Judge. Now it's Judge Starr on divorce court instead of Judge Lynn and Judge Faith. Now you want to go in front of Judge Starr, act a fool for about 20 minutes, and then be sent on your merry way just for you to get back together. So people are not valuing marriage. They're not valuing the sanctity and the bond that goes with it. They're not valuing the stability that goes into it, and not trying to even work things out. Even if you at least try to work things out, and then you still know that it's not going to work, that's different. At least you tried.
Well, here's the thing. And Rich B, you hit on it perfectly. It's a requirement, right? It's what you require. So if you don't value and put a requirement on the sanctity of marriage, then guess what? At the first sign of strife, you are going to pick up and leave. my point, which I'm still waiting for you to come in and elaborate on, my resident man that came to the queendom, is when there is a partner that has been doing and putting in the effort and showing men that, yes, I am there for you, and I require that you be there for me, and I require that you be faithful, honest, hardworking, loyal. Like, all of these things don't cost a whole lot of money. They cost a whole lot of heart space, right? You got to put your heart into the relationship. You got to give me your all. That's what I require. You said before, it's 50-50. No, with me it's 100. You come in with 100%, I come in with 100%. And my 100%
That's a different
doesn't
conversation
mean,
right there.
and my 100% doesn't mean that, when you're down, I'm going to be like, all right, well, that didn't work out, I'm out. And it shouldn't mean for you, oh, when another honey is hollering at me and saying I'm looking good, I'm gonna slide over here and do that. Because guess what? Even though I don't have a ring on my finger, if you are in a relationship with me and you are saying to me that I should be riding for you, then doggone it, you better put on your training wheels and ride that enough for me too. It goes both ways. You need to ride just like how I need to ride. And I don't need to hear that you out here doing whatever, or you're out here spending your money recklessly, or doing things that is not of our household. That's all I'm saying. And I'm going to drop the fan on that. You guys continue the conversation.
Who gonna respond next? I would like to respond to that question too.
Go ahead.
I know you do. I know you do.
Because I like to always go by numbers and data. So I will firstly say my opinion of that, what I think of that. Why? What did you ask again? Why do most marriages fail? Basically, why divorce
Black
rate so high?
marriages, right?
Mhm.
Black marriage. Why the divorce rate so high? Right. I would say it's because we've been most of us have fed this illusion that because somebody got their shit together and you got your shit together, that, well, obviously if we get together, shit gonna be double good. We got our shit together. But that don't necessarily mean that because I got my shit together and you got your shit together, that once we get together, our shit gonna coincide and like mesh together the right way. So individualism, I always go back to that. I'm gonna do me. I'm doing me out here, right? This is the attitude in my community that I hear not only from women but also men. It's always that, like, I'm doing me, and even how we're speaking on shit here, we keep speaking in separatist terms. But again, because you meet the perfect man who has all his shit together, you might be in a good situation. And you pretty much got all your shit together. Don't mean when you combine your shit that it's good shit. Right. So that's one way I would look at it. The other thing, it says most marriages fail within the first 5 years. Well, that was the statistic. That's if you just Google it, right? It say within 20% of marriages. It says 20% of marriages fail within the first 5 years, and then the rest fail within the first like 8 years of the marriage. I would just assume because people don't know each other, right? Why that happens, especially in that 5 year term, that high 20%. I don't know if that's just black folk, but this is saying all men. I would imagine the black statistic on that is probably higher because I think the divorce rate for the black community is higher as an overall national average. But 20% of all marriages fail within the first 5. That's because you just don't know who you with, right? It's because the one thing, and this is I would think that this is a benefit for men, and it's kind of a, how would you say, like a open spot for women where they fall vulnerable to, because women want to get married, or at least the ones I'm speaking to on this panel is like on this man. Well, we know that as men, right? So when I'm gonna give you a good example. When I was younger, I'm older now, but I learned this just from observation of experience when I was younger and I was a knucklehead, right? When I used to get into it with my girlfriend, who I was with for several years, I knew to calm her ass down and to smooth things out, I would just say, like, go get a ring. I'm gonna put a ring on the finger, re-engage now. That would take care of whatever bullshit I did in the past before that. Right? She's on Facebook posting it. She's happy. She's crying. She's very emotional. Oh my God, he got engaged to me. Right? Knowing at that time as a young man, I'm knowing that this is going to play with her emotions and
Yeah,
you know,
you
get
was
her
manipulating. You was
yeah,
lying
very
and
manipulative. I was able to
lying
use.
and manipulating
I wasn't
to
just
get your way.
lying. I was able to manipulate and use that as a manipulative situation because I learned that behavior. Like I know if I give this woman this ring, this is gonna kind of put us back in the. It's gonna at least help me get away with what the hell I just did because we know it's shit's
Instead of correcting it, I'm gonna manipulate.
Yeah, that was young. So yeah, but we all manipulate it. Like my kids manipulate me now. We learned that at a young age. There's nothing wrong. It's nothing. Like,
no,
it's
it's
not
nothing
a negative
right.
thing.
There's nothing right with that.
You can
at
use
all.
it for negative, but it's not a negative thing. We
It
all
is very negative.
Yeah, but we all manipulate. We all our bosses at work manipulate our children. Our children manipulate us. You know, this is just regular. I'm just saying, from where I'm coming, this is just regular things that we learn through society and growing up and just natural human behavior. Manipulation is part of human behavior. You can try to avoid it, but we all use it and do the tactics depending on what situation you're in. Right? We all use manipulation.
Not like that.
I don't know.
I'm saying not for good or for
not like that.
So here's the thing.
No, let me just.
But let me just go back to what it says. It's like 20%. I'm just telling you. I ain't saying we all said I was young, and I'm acknowledging that it was wrong. But I'm trying. See, forget what I'm doing as a young man. I was able to do this to a woman that was like my senior, and I was able to use this manipulation tactic, if that's what you want to call it, and it works.
So
because what I'm saying is she put a lot of she put a lot of weight on marriage, even with me, even with me, and even with me, and even let me just finish. Let me finish my point. Let me
go right ahead.
Even with me manipulating her and her being my senior, getting to know me exactly, but even with me doing that, she was ready to accept that. She was out there telling a friend she was happy as can be. Because she felt like, oh, he's gonna marry me. That to me, when I'm trying to, my point is,
she feel like that?
Huh?
But shouldn't she feel like that?
I guess she could feel like that.
If you in her bed and you telling her all these nice things and you with her, shouldn't she feel that?
But if I'm using it after I'm just telling you I did some foul shit and I'm using it as a manipulation tactic as I'm young because I know that this worked because I've seen it with my own eyes as a youngster, right? And she falls for that or she's gonna go for that is because she's not interested in who I am or really getting to know me. She's just interested in what the hell's coming out my mouth. And at the moment, she feels good and she's able to brag or tell her friends. It has nothing to do with me as a person. So obviously, what I'm saying is a real woman would step back and say, "Hold on, you gonna marry me, engage me? Let's talk about this situation first, and let's figure out what the fuck is going on before I even think about marrying your ass." Not like, "Oh yeah, we getting married, happy, right?" A real woman, if you had some common damn sense, you would say, damn that ring, put that ring back up or put that ring to the side and let's finish.
Well, what women do that when somebody bring up a ring? They think
any woman that wants to get to know you, you got to get to know who you with is my point.
Why does it fail? Because I would like to,
because people do not know each other. They don't have enough time to learn who they're dealing with. And before you know it, you're sleeping and you're dealing with the fucking, you're married to the devil.
All right. I believe a lot of marriages fail because number one, sometimes people grow apart. Some people move onward. Some people stay stuck because they stay stuck in their ways and they stay at a plateau. While some people are evolving and evolve. As you get older, you're supposed to evolve. You're supposed to come the best of yourself. And some people do not. So then now they lose connection.
Thank you, Terry.
And then another reason why people marriages don't work because in the beginning there are no rules that are set. There are no boundaries that are set. So when you meet somebody, sometimes you have to be. It has to be okay to say I'm gonna be by myself. But I say what I mean. I mean what I say. I say when we're gonna get together. A, B, if you do this, I'm going to do that. If you do this, this is what I expect from you. Mm-hmm. What do you expect from me? And if we cannot fulfill that, or you cross this boundary, Either or got to be feel good to say I don't have to just be by myself, because once you let them cross that boundary, that's why a lot of people end up in divorce, because you let them cross them boundaries. They're not upfront in the beginning, and they play too many games, and playing games will get somebody hurt. All that, let me play with them and throw them this and throw them that. Nah, that you see, them are kids games. I'm not trying to get no. This is I'm at it. This is what I want. Can you do this? Okay, this is your job. You have a job. Okay, so what do you have a 401? You have a this? Okay, now what are your future plans? Like, that's how you get to know somebody, by putting boundaries and restrictions there.
Exactly. And putting out there what you require.
Exactly.
I want to put Rich B's comment in for discussion as well. She says, we're always a sacrificial lamb. That's why it's easy for Black men to naturally rely on us to stand in the gaps. Now that we are saying no, we are called masculine when actually we are becoming feminine.
I want to ask y'all this because this is strange to me. What I'm trying to get a hold on from y'all perspective as older women, and I'm pretty much an older man. I'm pretty much probably the same age bracket as y'all, maybe a little bit younger, but not by much. Do you equate marriage with love, or would you?
No.
So do you equate? So if you don't equate marriage with love, what do you hold more weight on? Do you hold more weight on finding a person?
I equate marriage
Okay,
with
so
love.
we got two different opinions now. Explain to y'all. What do you equate? Do you equate marriage with love, Honorable?
Not initially, I don't. But once we get to the point of marriage, then yes, I do.
So do you equate marriage with love? If he marry you, that means he must love you. Is that what we going here?
In order to get to the marriage part, there has to be love.
Oh, yo, and that's I'm just saying, yeah. Do you equate that with from your?
Hey, let me answer the question. Yeah. Let me answer the question. Love has to start before we get to the marriage part. But once we get to the marriage part, everything changes. Especially for someone like me.
Okay, so do you equate marriage with love? I'm asking. I don't understand what I'm saying. Do you equate marriage with love?
Ultimately, no, because even if
that's fine.
Even if there's a divorce, there's still the love may still be there, but it may not be the same.
All right, so we got 2 no's and 1 yes. So then I'm just listening because I'm really trying to get to the foundation. It's like, men are from, what they say, women are from Venus, men are from Mars. So you can start it off, Brown Girl Bella, because she disagreed with you on this subject. Why don't you equate marriage with love?
Because I require a lot more than just love. For me to take the next step into a relationship with a marriage. I require, like I said,
No, Bella, I'm not asking you if that's what you require. I'm asking you, do you equate? Like if
I don't equate love.
If a man marries you, that means he loves you. Do you think that that's true?
I think you love me. We built a relationship together. We built a foundation together, and now we can go on and get married. But those are mutually not exclusive to each other. Because you love me, that doesn't equate to marriage. What equates to marriage is the foundation that we built because of the love, because of the respect.
But I'm asking you this though. I'm asking you in reverse. Because he marries you, do you equate that with he loves you? Do you think that necessarily follows? Like that has to be true? Would you say, well, if he married me, you gonna dismiss any maybe? Like I told you in the situation I brung up was the engagement situation, right? I knew if I brung that ring out, I could play on this female emotions, and she was gonna pretty much forgive me, and I could kind of get a fresh start because she equated my engagement on me saying I'm going to marry her with, oh, he must love me. So I'm asking again, do you equate marriage like with love? But
no.
Okay. He got to remember. He's speaking to older women. So,
but how much older you think you are than me?
When I mean, no. Hold on. When I mean older women, I mean 45 and older. So when you ask us that, what Bella is saying is absolutely correct. It's not. We're not that young girl that you just
I'm
gave
not
a
worried
ring.
about the young girl. You
No,
should be
no,
better
no, no,
equipped
no,
because
no.
you got
Hold up,
experience. What I'm
hold up,
saying.
hold
But
up.
you and Bella
Hold up.
disagree. What I'm saying
No,
is
no,
you
no,
and
no,
Bella
no, no,
disagree,
no,
so
no.
it don't
Hold
matter
up.
about young or not.
Paw.
Y'all
Like I
disagree.
said, when Bella's saying that, and when Honorable was saying that, because you
I
remember you're
know.
talking to older women.
But y'all are both
So
45 and y'all disagreeing with each other.
I
So this
said
is not an age
45
thing.
and older.
And y'all both
No,
disagree with each other. Right now, y'all disagree. You say yes, she say no. So I'm coming to you. Why do you equate marriage with love? Because she, at her age and your age bracket, as a
I
woman
was
in your
trying to
group,
explain it to you,
but
but
I'm
I'm
saying as a
saying it.
woman in your group, Bella do not agree with you. So even it don't matter about age right now
No,
because y'all
no,
both in the
no.
same
She
group.
does agree
She
because
don't. She just said no.
okay,
The
but
opposite.
that
She
I equate marriage with love. But as an older woman, you ain't gonna just give me no. You're not gonna be just married off of
I
love.
understand what
Yeah.
you're saying. That's not the
So
question. Like I'm not trying
no,
to
I answered
conflate the
you. We're
issues. Yeah,
not
I'm not
just
trying to
married
conflate.
off of love.
I'm
But
not
I'm
conflating
saying,
the
but
issues.
if you had everything else and there's no love, I would not marry
This
you.
is not
But
that
you have
complicated.
to.
I asked the
Is
question.
listen. What do you want? I'm
You telling me
saying.
to listen. I'm trying to
I'm
give you
saying
the
to
question
you.
again so you can
I'm
stay on point.
saying to
I'm gonna give you the
you.
question again. You want
Let
me to give you
let
the
her
question again?
let her
Or
finish
no?
though. Let her
Well, I'm
finish.
trying to give her the
She's trying
question
to.
again
No,
because
he's
this
not.
kind of
He's not listening because he's used to playing games all the time. So he's not
I'm
listening. He's
not
trying
playing
to
no games. I wouldn't
manipulate
be up
the
here if I was gonna play games
conversation
with
like he
with
always does.
I wouldn't be up here
Now,
if I was coming
what
to
I'm
play
saying to
games.
you is she's saying that, and what I'm saying is technically, being that we are older women, she's saying
Mhm.
that to marry her, you have to build something, you have to have something. It's not just, we're not going to be married just off love. I'm saying that even if you had everything and I don't love you, I'm not marrying you. But you
Okay.
still have to come to me with the foundation.
That's cool
Exactly.
what you're saying, but what I'm trying to
Okay?
ask you, that you conflating
Now,
these two
what else
issues.
you want? It's a what?
Because you want to say you came to me and you said you saying I'm young and playing games, but I know a manipulator and
No, you're
okay,
older and
I could
playing
play.
games.
You saying I'm old and playing it, but I asked a simple question, and I asked 3 people on the panel. 2 people disagreed with you, and you're telling me no, wait, they didn't disagree with me because it is. It's just a fact. It don't matter. Y'all in the same age group. Y'all 3 black women. You don't have to agree on everything. This is the complication of love, and this is the complication of the topic we talking about. I'm not
All right.
playing
So we're
games.
gonna make you feel
It's a
better.
very
To
complicated
get
issue.
married, to get married to one of us. How that sound?
It
To
is.
get married to any one of us, you better
Yeah.
have a foundation. How about that? Is that a little bit
Yeah,
better?
that's based on more than just love.
It's a lot more than just love. And I have a question. How old are you?
Old enough to be having that damn conversation.
No, I'm serious. I need to know. How old are you?
I'm 38.
You're 38. Okay,
Yeah.
great. So the reason why I'm asking is because I've been listening for the last maybe 45 minutes, and I almost thought for a second you were about 23.
It could be true because there's nothing wrong with that either, right? Because a 23-year-old maybe have the same feelings, the same expressions as me. So that doesn't mean nothing, right? I just asked y'all 3 women who are black women sitting on the panel a simple question, and she said, well, if you're talking to an older woman that is about 45 or older, the answer would be this, but that can't be true because the other 2 women on the panel who was in the same age bracket had different responses. I don't look at your answer as equivalent of your age, or I'm not gonna like try to. So what if you're 23 or you're 35? It just depends on what experiences you had in life, right? I could tell you about some things from when I was 23 that put me in it that you never experienced in your whole life, right? I've been through suicide. I've been through all type of things. I've experienced at 23 that put me to speak on certain issues. I don't never I'm too old to even listen to somebody who's younger than me, or right. I mean, being youthful in some aspects is a good thing, right? I try to stay as young as possible for as long as possible. As I think the older I get, the more that'll come in handy. But when it comes as far as love and relationships, the one thing that I have learned is I don't put no requirement. That's why I said from the beginning, when somebody asks me what type of woman I'm looking for or what I expect out of a woman, I don't put expectations in a physical aspect of you got to have this job, you got to have this, you got to be a good cook, you got to, right? I go into it, any relationship that I myself personally go into, from everything that I've experienced and learned is I don't too much focus on what the woman need to have or what she got to be or what I'm looking for in her. I'm working on to be the best man, the best Negro, the best black man I could possibly be. And I believe that would translate into putting me in a situation and bringing me into uh, a certain tenet of woman, right? A certain type of woman, right? I'm working on being the best man I could be. I'm not worried about what you. I'm not going to come in this relationship telling you got to do this and you need to be able to do that. And my mama don't do it like that. And you can't cook and you can't clean. No, I'm not too much worried about it. I'm going to work on being the best black man, the best man for you that I could be. And I think my woman will follow my path, right? Once you get with a woman, no matter what she's doing or what she's involved in, once you're trying to do your best and you bringing your best to the situation to being the best you could be, any good woman will fall in line and follow that path, and you're gonna bring the best out of her. So I don't have no expectation. I don't set expectations. I always say, hey, I'm sorry I didn't meet your expectations. I guess I'll try harder next time, right? I don't try to meet expectations. Expectations saying, I ain't got to do this, or you got to be that. You don't have to be yourself and who you are. I'm gonna give you my best, and if my best can't bring the best out of you, then I know we're not compatible. We're not meant to be together. But if you get with me and you see me give you that 100, and I'm giving you my best, right? I'm being the best man I could be, and we are able to make it together, and that's bringing you up to a higher level that is helping you progress. Then that's mean we rocking together. Like this is what it is. So that's the way I look at every relationship that relationships that I get into.
So I have a question for you. So why does it have to be your path? Why can't it just be a path that you both paved
It's not my path. I said I'm not looking for any requirements or expectations. If I start talking to you in a relationship, I'm not having any requirements upon you. I'm not putting no expectations upon you. What I'm saying is I've been working on myself to better myself to be the best man I can be. And I'm going to, this is from my knowledge of wisdom that I've learned, that would translate. If you're the one and we're compatible and we're supposed to be together, that is going to motivate you and elevate you. It's going to rub off to you as my woman to put you in that standard to do the same, right? You're going to follow. Like you say, a man should take the lead, or you want a man to take the lead. So that's what I focus on. I don't like you have to do this or you have to look this certain type of way. You have to, your food, cook. You got to be able to cook. You got to be able to, I don't do all that. Like I'm working on me. I look in the mirror every day. Right, I work on my flaws, my defaults. I know where I came short at, or at least I'm trying to learn that. I'm trying to better myself. I take advice. I listen to people, past relationships from females that I've been with. I work on all these flaws and these things to give you the best of me. And I'm hoping, or what seems to work for me is that once you do that and you with a person, they're gonna recognize real, and you're gonna pull the best out of them automatically. And that's how you reach the higher levels. But putting all these requirements and expectations that you have personally on another individual, like you coming into a relationship with me and you were talking, I got all these expectations of what I'm looking out from you, looking from you and what you ought to give and deserve to give, and if that ain't good enough and this ain't how it's supposed to be, this shit ain't never gonna work. Mm-hmm. Right.
And I agree what Rich Bitch said in the comments, women not female. And I say this because
women not who what?
Women, not female. And the reason why she's saying that is because, unfortunately, many people, especially under the age of 40, have a bad habit of calling men, but when it comes to women, we're just female like we're a herd of cattle. So I challenge each and every one of you in the comments, and I challenge each and every one of you on this panel also to know that we're women and not just females.
Well, I want y'all to know that I'm a man and I'm also male. So
can I ask you a question? Like, you have a job?
Yes.
Do your job have requirements?
I have a third shift job. I work 7 to 7 hard every night. Yeah.
All right. So, do your job have requirements?
Of course, my job has requirements.
There you go.
So,
but I also don't like my job. Don't necessarily want to hit my
Hold on. Let her finish.
You go ahead and finish, but I just gave you a little taste of what I'm coming with.
Huh?
I just gave you a little taste of what I'm coming with. You can finish.
No, that's what you're coming with.
Sugar love, go ahead.
Regardless if you like it or don't like it,
sugar love.
You're following them requirements, right?
Yeah, I got to.
And it's not that hard and it's not that bad, but to keep this job that says you must punch in at
my black ass gonna be fired if I don't. I gotta fire every
all right. So when it comes down to a woman who has requirements, You say, "Oh no, it's not about that. I'm just gonna be
Well,
the
I don't
best
equate my
me."
woman with a job. I don't
No,
equate a
but
relationship with being a job
but
for me.
Oh, but you should because it's work.
It's
thank
work.
Yeah,
you,
but because
thank
it's work
you.
don't mean it's a job. I work
It's-
all the time. Don't mean it's a
No,
job.
it is
Same
a
thing.
job. If you have to work, it is a job.
It's not a
But
job like
okay,
she talking about I
but
clock
what?
in
But
on. It's
what
not
is
that
the
type of
why?
job.
What is the reason why the job give you requirements?
There's
Goals.
many reasons why a job give you requirements, baby girl.
Okay, I'll take a couple.
Okay, let's see. A couple reasons why jobs will give you requirements. One is for profitability.
Mm-hmm.
A job will give you requirements depending on the status of what's going on to keep the company viable and profitable.
Mm-hmm. That's one.
Um,
Get to the second one.
Another reason a job can give you requirements is because of experience from negative or positive outcomes. What makes a better work environment? What makes a more negative work environment? So they
Oh,
might set you with requirements to abide by to make the environment for work more sufficient on their terms. Don't necessarily mean that it's going to do any good for the worker,
That
but on the
I heard it
okay.
too.
So if it's their, but if it's only for their terms,
Mhm.
so does that mean that?
Anytime a job give you
But
requirements,
no,
for
but
their
that's like, listen, you
Yeah.
said to make it more profitable, right?
profitable, yeah, for
And
the
then you
company.
said, so the business is profitable. That's how the business stay open and you keep a job, right?
Yes, for
So,
them.
so is their terms really bad or really good? Because is it for them or is it for
Well, that
the company?
depends. That
Or is
depends
it
if it's
for the
bad.
company? Because they can, if
Well,
there's no rules and regulations, that means the job will go, the company will go
I'm
under,
not
right?
saying there got to be rules. Rules and regulations and everything in life,
Oh,
baby
but
girl. I
that's
understand that. But if the problem you
oh
talking about being profitable, you ask me a question. You want me to
no,
answer it, or
you
you
said
want to ask
go
me a different
ahead.
question?
Go
Yeah, it
ahead.
depends on if it's good. It may be good for them, but don't necessarily is good for the worker, right? The profitability, right? For instance, the profitability of some jobs is your ass got to do mandatory overtime and pull these 80 hours a week, regardless of what kids you got at home, regardless of what situation you're going through with your wife or your girlfriend. You don't do
But
this. Your ass is grass. So
but you have
the
a choice,
profitability.
right? But you have a choice, right?
What I'm saying
You
is you have
this
yes. What I'm
all right,
getting
but
to
you
is
have a
what I'm getting to
choice,
is the
right?
requirement. Finally, to finish my thought is the requirements that a job give you don't necessarily equate to it being good for you or the job has your interests at heart, which to me it would be different from a relationship because when you're in a relationship, any requirements of the relationship should have the interests of both parties at heart. Right? You should want the best for your man, which as a job doesn't necessarily want the best for their worker. So I don't equate the two because it's like apples and oranges to me. Right? If you're in a relationship, you want the best for your man. Hopefully, if you really love him or you
all
say you
right.
do.
So if the job does not want the best for their worker,
They
so
just want to maximize profit.
the rules and regulations is only for them.
To maximize profit, maybe for
Make
them,
it,
for
but
their
maximize
for
the price. So
their
so
stockholders.
it has for this. All right, but they can't do anything without workers, though, right?
Correct.
So that means some of that trickle down to you in your lifehood, in your life. That's how you pay your bills, right?
Exactly.
So it does profit the worker too.
It profits the worker, but not on the behalf of the worker. It profits the worker because the worker will have to settle because there's a disadvantaged situation that the worker has to settle for that because the company has all the power. So if you're in a relationship where, as a woman, you have to settle to be with this nigga because he basically holds all the cards and have all the power, which is go back to the manipulation point we were talking about, then that is not a loving relationship or relationship anybody should want to be in anyway. So this is not a good comparison to me. Yes, the company has all the power. So yes, it's going to benefit me because I need
No, the
this damn
company
job.
really doesn't have all the power.
I'm saying in the situation I'm talking
The people have the
They
yeah.
can get up and
But
leave.
I don't have the power to I
Exactly.
don't have the power. I don't have the power to leave my job right now. I don't have the power to do that. Whether I agree with my job or
You have
not.
a choice. You have a
the thing
choice.
is,
I choose my
but
kids.
his thing is on capitalism. All right, so you still make choices that you still have to make. But
The worker don't have no
but the
power.
point is that
Not where I work
you
When I work
still
at.
are willing to accept rules and regulations, correct?
Because
And the
I'm forced
relationship,
to.
okay,
I'm
so in a
forced to.
relationship, it still goes the same way.
But that could be okay. Okay, so let me give you a
But the
hypothetical.
difference is, instead of benefiting just the person who owns it, it benefits the relationship. It has to be rules and regulations and everything, or people could feel they could do whatever they want
Yeah,
to
but the
do.
rules and regulations have to benefit both parties in the relationship.
That's
too.
what
Not all
I.
the
That's
time.
what I
Equally,
just
it has
Not
to
said.
all
be,
the
but it has to
time.
be equal.
Not
I'm saying
all the time.
for it to
And that
work, it needs to be
doesn't
equally.
work that way in life. Sometimes it'll benefit one, sometimes it benefits the other,
saying,
sometimes it benefits both,
then it shouldn't
sometimes it
be
won't
a-
even benefit either one, but it's just something that has to happen because life is happening.
But that's not a
There
rule
you
of
go.
regulation.
The
That's just,
reality
but that's
of
not
it
a rule of
is that
regulation.
Hang on, Porter. Let her finish.
That's not a
people
rule of
are dealing with delusions of grandeur and they want everything their way. They're little children, they haven't matured, they want having little temper tantrums, and if it's not their way all the time, then it's something wrong. No,
Yeah, but that's
life.
not rules and regulations.
No,
life
it
is
is.
life
That
happens.
is
Rules and
rules and
regulations is something
regulations.
you stipulating
There's
in the relationship.
sometimes that rules will benefit one or the other,
Yeah.
both or none.
But did we talking
That's
about the
the
world
way
or we talking
life
about us
happens.
making rules and
It is
regulations?
what it is,
Mhm.
and
I'm
that's
asking you, are
just
we
the
talking about the
bottom
world
line.
having like life happening
That
in the
is
world?
the bottom line. You
Okay.
can't have it your way all the time. That it does not work that way. It
I'm
will
asking
not
you a
work that way.
question, C.
That's not balance at all.
And it's not Burger King either.
I'm asking you a
sometimes
question.
the cards will work in your favor. Sometimes the cards will not.
Are we talking about life making
I
rules
just said
for
life.
us? Or
I said
because
life.
she's not talking about life. She's talking about the
No,
individual in the relationship.
that's exactly what we're talking about. Everyone
Okay, well,
here is
see, that's not
talking
what.
about
So we'll bring up
life.
the job, and you got
No,
a job, and the boss
everyone
gonna
here
tell
is
you
talking
whatever.
about life.
Oh, I'm not talking about
You
life, then.
think
I
that
can
you're
talk
so
about
very
life.
clever with your
Man,
so-called
I think that I'm a
manipulative
solid
type.
dude, man.
We here are very educated. What you're trying to give off, young man,
I'm asking Sugar Love. Were you talking about life, like, or relationships
You
within
think that you
rules
have
within the
the clever
relationship? If that's what
answers
she talking.
for everything, and then you're trying
If I
to
had so many
deflect
clever
all
answers
at the
and you
same
wasn't
time.
so
We
intimidated
know
by me, you
your
wouldn't
type. We
overtalk
see
me.
your type coming. You are not anything new. And
I got
actually,
you.
it's unfortunate that so many of you are being raised and reared that we're
got
really
you.
trying to obliterate this kind of behavior.
So who disrespect?
We are
disrespected you in any
trying
way?
our hardest
I see.
to obliterate this type of behavior
By
because
over
it
talking
doesn't
and not
work.
letting
It
me
won't
speak. But if
work.
you're not scared of what I'm
real,
saying, if you
and
don't want this
are
truth,
having
you
delusions
don't
of
want this
grandeur.
truth.
That's just the
You
bottom
gon-
line.
You gonna
That's just the bottom line. You don't want to
You're gonna
listen.
filibuster the
No,
conversation and not let me speak.
filibuster my behind. You don't want to listen.
I am listening to you, but at some point,
No, but
you're
the
talking.
thing,
No,
but
you're
the option of
talking.
listening is
she's
to be able to
100%
speak, right?
Okay,
correct.
no.
And
See,
then,
you want to be able to do what you want to do when
I'm
you
not
want to
doing
do it.
nothing.
It doesn't work that way.
I'm
Sometimes
asking you.
you
I
just
to
have
ask
to
you a
stand
question
down and
know.
listen and learn,
No.
young man.
But me and her were talking to you,
Oh,
jumping
young
to this, so
male.
then I went to ask you a question, and then you
Okay,
just
no,
went the hell out.
you
She asked
continue
me-
to have the
she's-
conversation before
she was
you
asking me a
can have a
question.
conversation before you can ask a question
But
of
she
me.
was asking me a question, and we were talking, me and her, and then you came
No,
in.
not me and her. The
Yeah.
young lady has a name.
I don't know her
Read it.
name because it's not on the
Read it.
screen. It's not on the screen.
It
on my
was.
screen.
It's been
But
on
it's
there
not-
for
but
this
it's
whole
not
hour.
now. But
For
it's
the
not
entire
now.
hour that
What do
you've
that
been
have to
on.
do? What would that
See,
have to do
therefore,
with the
you pay
relevance
no
of anything
attention.
I'm talking about?
You
Your
don't
name
pay
ain't on
any
the
attention.
Your name ain't on the screen either.
Okay,
so what are you
well,
talking
All right,
about?
all right.
matter.
Hang on.
Yeah, but I'm
a second.
saying.
Hold
So
on.
I'm gonna just all right, Bella. I'm just trying to get back. This is what I'm saying. There's 4 women up here, so you would figure that even if I was a child of all these you disrespected me. That's cool. That's where you want to come from. You can say what you want to say, but I've never once disrespected you, came out of character, or came aggressive at you in any way. Right. So even if you don't agree with my opinion or where I'm coming from, this is the problem men have with women, not just black women or not just white women, just between. This is the male and female. Whether you like to be called female, no disrespect, but I'm saying this is the battle
Women.
between a
That's what we
male.
like to call
Well, I'm just saying.
women.
In my speech is just the battle between a male and female perspective. You feel me? Because at this point we're talking. I'm the only dude on the panel. You would think I would have a little more leeway. Y'all would be a little more
you're
gracious.
not. Who
No.
You
says
still
that?
cutting me off. I couldn't even
Not-
finish that. I couldn't
Exactly.
even finish that sentence, right? You would think I'd be a little more gracious because
You make
let me see.
absolutely
Let me
no
see
sense.
where
We know we sense.
the sense I'm
sense.
making
We
is that
know
a
exactly
relationship
what
you
you're gonna say
cannot.
before you
So-
say, "Oh,
so
I
what
should
am I-
have.
what am I
I
trying
should
to
get some
say?
leeway
What is
because I'm the only guy on the
What is
panel."
the ultimate? What is the
kind of
ultimate
dumb
from
diddy
with
dum
me
dumb stuff is that?
what me and Sugar Love was
Nobody in
talking
the
about,
world does that. No
what me and Sugar
Caucasian
Love,
male that I've
what
ever
me
been
and
around
Sugar Love
in
was
this
talking
world,
about. What was
Asian
I
male,
saying?
anybody else
I'm
has
asking
ever
you.
asked
I'm
for that
asking
kind
you.
of it
If me
doesn't
and
make any
Sugar
sense.
Love, if
Welcome back to the Radio
Only
Dark
you
Shed.
folks that have this unfortunate this
all
behavior
I'm saying
pattern
is
Okay,
that
so,
you
the,
have.
so
this is
here's
what I was
here's the
saying. Let me
thing.
just can I say what I was saying at the end of the day? Is all I'm saying is you can't equate a relationship to a job. It's totally different. The rules and
It is the
requirements.
same thing as work.
To
Yeah,
me, a relationship is not a job.
It's the same thing
it's,
as work.
it's
A
work.
job is something I have
It
to
is
do.
the
A
same
relationship is
thing
something
as
that I
work.
want to be in. Right? A
It
work
is
and a
the
job.
same thing as work.
It's not a job.
It is the
It's not
same
a
thing as
job,
work.
man. To me, it's not a job. Can you accept that?
Okay,
To
well
me, it's
then
not
to
a
you
job.
it's not.
I
That's
see.
why you don't
It's
have
not a
one.
job.
But
Work
here's
and
the
job,
thing.
two different things.
But
man.
here's the thing.
Like
It's
working
okay.
a job is
You
two
don't
different
think
things.
so, but what she was trying to do was really give you an analogy, and that
Tell me
was
that
talking
analogy
about
then.
requirements. And what it was, the whole thing was around requirements.
Yes.
That people have requirements in life.
It
What they
should benefit
require
both
in their
parties
life.
or not
No,
either.
but no. Wait a minute. It can be broken down. Wait a minute, and it doesn't always fit your narrative.
Hold on, so I should give you
And when it
respect
doesn't fit your
fucking
narrative,
Hang on, Portal. Let her finish her point, and then you can speak.
when
All
it
right, go
doesn't
ahead.
fit your narrative, it's okay. You have a choice, and that's what I think Sugar Love was saying, that you have a choice. Even at your job, you have a choice. If you don't like the requirements, if you don't like some of the new rules and policies that they're putting in place, if you don't like certain things, you have a choice to leave.
Okay, so
and you do have a choice.
And I'm gonna
Basically.
You do.
Can I respond to you to that? This is not nothing negative.
It's not
I'm
a
not trying
response.
to argue with you.
What I'm saying is not a response. That was
of
just
course
a
I have to be
statement.
able to talk. I'm on the panel. It's a response that I have a response to your statement. What are you talking about? I can't have a response to your statement. You just said a whole bunch of shit. And you
No,
telling me I
but
can't
you
respond.
gotta
Okay,
he gotta explain this
You
one
have-
because
you are
he
the one
said
that's cockeyed here.
because
What I'm
he
trying to
said he
respond
has
to-
no expectations, right?
I
He
ain't saying
said
I ain't
You
had
can
no.
tell
no. You
Sugar Love,
said
you can tell he has no
he said
I
expectations.
ain't
he
saying I
said
don't
he
have
has
no
no
expectations. I'm not saying
expectations.
that. I'm
He
not
said
saying
he
that.
doesn't.
I never
if
said that.
he
He
said
has
that
never
none.
said
You can tell
that.
he
What-
doesn't.
you said
I don't
you
have
said,
no expectations for the. I have expectations of myself. I don't
Right,
put
you said-
expectations
you
on
s-
other people.
right, but again, you said that if she see you going a certain way, then she should be able to follow, right?
Now, I'm not saying she. No, I'm not
No,
saying she
that's
should
what you
be a
said.
should.
That's
I'm
what
not
you
saying she
said.
should be or shouldn't be. I said if you are given 100% and you are doing what you are supposed to do, whether man or female or woman or male in the relationship, if you are given 100% and you are doing what you're supposed to do, that should bring out the best in your partner.
You didn't say that. You said
that's
you
basically
didn't
that's
say
what I'm
that. You
saying.
didn't say that.
Okay,
That's why I
panelists,
said I
hang
focus on
hang
myself
on,
because
hang
I put expectations of I try to make myself a better.
Okay, so hold on a second because I'm speaking. This is my show. So hold please. What I am saying is we cannot have a dialogue as people on this panel when we are doing this crosstalk. And that's all I'm hearing. And I'm not hearing everyone's solid point. And so I will ask you to please give the other panelists an opportunity to speak their points as they hear it. Okay? Listen with your ears, not with your mouths. Let people talk. If they're on this panel, they're here for a reason, and I'd like to hear them. Okay? Thank you.
All right, I'll go last too. So anybody want to go? I would like to be able to respond. I would like, hopefully, with no insults.
No, Paul, you was the last one speaking. You set it off.
I have something that I like to say as well.
All right, you can go ahead.
For the last maybe 2 hours or so, we've had a very riveting dialogue, to say the least. And even though Bella said a little bit of it, I'm going to say the rest of it. And for the most part, from my observation, you have not been listening to understand. You've been listening only to respond. And that's not how we build dialogue. That's not how we have good dialogue. That's not how we're able to exchange ideas or to exchange a sense of perspectives. How we exchange perspectives is by allowing the other person the opportunity to share their perspective, different or otherwise, and to share their entire perspective without cutting them off. And once they're done, then we can respond. But we also have to hear exactly what they're saying before we respond. And if we respond before they can even finish their statement, then you're not really listening. Need I say more?
Damn sure don't. I agree 100% with that because me and old girl was talking about her something she asked me, and yeah, I got completely sidetracked with her. Pretty sure she did too, though.
I'm just saying in general throughout the entire thing, whether it be with Vern, whether it be with Sugar Love, or even
I admit that I'm probably doing the same thing too. So I agree with that.
It's not conducive because when you're doing it, you're giving others more reason to tune you out. And I know you want to be heard, but you're not giving yourself the space to be heard by cutting others off. And instead of listening to understand, you're listening only to respond, and that's not effective.
You talking to me personally, or you just speaking to the panel? Oh yeah, the only reason I only respond to what I understand. Like once I listen and I understand.
Yeah. See, you're even cutting me off. How can you understand when you're actually speaking and I'm still in the middle of a statement?
Okay, I'm sorry if you felt I cut you off, but I asked you, were you talking to me? You said yes, I'm talking to you. So then I rebutted to tell you that because you made an accusation on me, so I am just.
It's not an accusation.
Yeah, you said I'm not listening.
Right
you said
here is evidence right here on this live.
What I'm saying is, I'm not going to respond until I feel whether I'm right or wrong in it, till I feel that I understand what's asking to me. Like, what we going to keep going on and I don't speak? Oh, girl, I talked about a job. She equated something with a job in a relationship.
We know we were there.
So when old girl came and butted into our conversation, how am I the one interrupting? When me and her were having.
Because you did not even let. I
didn't let C Queen speak because C Queen came into our conversation.
And you're cutting me off again. And this is something that us women have to go through when we're in a space where we're sharing with anyone who's not a woman.
All right, so listen, I'm just say, can you please, woman on the panel, tell me when I'm allowed and able to speak, and then I will respond to stuff. Just let me know when I can speak, and then we could go from there.
Are you okay with that?
I'm fine.
No,
that's what you like. That's what I like. If that's what you like, that's your requirement, right? You said we gotta go by requirements.
And you're cutting people off again. And this is why we're not having a productive
Who am I cutting off when I've been talking the whole time? If anybody cut off, I'm getting cut off. I'm talking.
And see, right about now, after 3 hours, I sat here pretty patiently, but now I had to say something about it, and I wanted to bring it to your attention.
And just tell me when I can speak.
And the fact that you're still speaking shows you're not listening. You only have 2 ears and 1 mouth.
When am I going to be able to speak then? Because you've been talking and I'm just agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. You don't even want me to agree with you. Just let me know when I can speak.
Whether you agree with me or not, but just listen.
Okay.
That's all I ask.
Okay, and just let me know when I can speak. Okay, I'm going to wait to see.
Listening will bring me closer to you. Cutting me off will only push me further away,
I got you. Okay.
All right. So Angela, what are your closing thoughts regarding everything that we talked about today?
My closing thoughts consist of this. Now I know why I said that I do not believe in cohabitating with a boyfriend or fiance or anything because a mess like that. Because in case something happens and he ends up being in police custody, he got it. If he needs my help, that's cool. I'll try to figure it out, but it's not going to be the same as if we were married and if I was his wife. It's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same. And even then, I have not really spoken that much. I just really been observing for the most part because I thought it was just so fascinating. I was really fascinated by this whole thing. But when it comes down to the topic, it's not a good idea to put your whole house on the line where your child lives for a man, even if it's the father and he made a decision of hitting someone and running. And it is definitely not a good decision to be bringing all these children into the world like Nick Cannon and like Future are doing, because you forgot to mention him too. It's just not a good idea. It's no bueno. It's not good. It's not cute. It's not right. And it's tacky. It's tacky as hell.
Mhm.
and we don't have time for it. We do not have time for it. I don't have time for it. That's why I said that if you go through a hard time, cool, let me know. I'll figure something out, but it's not going to be the same. You're not going to get husband perks for boyfriend prices. Hell no. Hell no.
I love that. Um, I'm gonna let Sugar, you go next, and please summarize your thoughts. Sugar, Sugar.
Sugar, you there, honey?
Y'all know I be Bella, you not be on mute talking.
Uh-huh.
You not be on mute talking. I would just like to say I thank the young man for coming up.
Yes.
But I just like to just say that I realize that age plays a big difference in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe how we think and how he think are two different things in two different ways. You know, a lot of us now are grandparents. You know, we past mommy mode. We in grandmommy mode. Even if you a grand godmother, you know, even if you're a grand aunt. So is our ways of thinking is different because anybody that comes into our life, comes into our kids' lives, comes into our grandkids' lives, and vice versa. So we would think by now that both parties should have their ish together and then come together with their ish together and be talking. You know, like I said, the conversation is different. So I realized that because he's not that much older than my daughter. You know, he got my daughter maybe like by about 4 or 5 years. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yes.
I'm gonna let a lot of this, slide because and there's nothing wrong with what he said. I just realized that he just have to realize when he's talking to somebody 45 years and older, he has to hear our point of view, and we're not going to agree with them because we've been there and done that already, and we ain't going back.
Mm-hmm.
And you brought that up earlier.
Yes.
We done did all this already.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you know with the age gap, but 45 years and older conversation is different from a 30 under 40-year-old conversation. We got grandkids and stuff. What are we
Mm-hmm.
going to relate to? So I thank
Exactly.
him for coming up here. I thank him for his point of view, and hopefully we'll see him again.
Yeah, absolutely. TC, I'm gonna let you go next.
Okay, thank you, Bella.
Of
And good
course.
good morning.
I
Wherever I know,
know, right
right?
now it's morning.
For some people, it's good morning or just good evening. Sugar Love, the Honorable Angelina Popo, and to your chat. Thank you for allowing me to come up. I just wanted to say that um, I just want to say thank you, Sugar Love, for what you just said, and you're absolutely right. I don't have any grandchildren, however, um, you know, working in business and being bicontinental and bicoastal,
Mm-hmm.
we have experienced, ladies, other cultures that have a that are so far along, even in with the age group thing that you mentioned, Sugar Love. I don't know what it's going to take, but I think that we have totally, unfortunately, retarded to a very bad level. And I don't remember being 38, 28 and disrespectful to my elders. Never.
Hmm.
When mentoring other young people and let me just say this, the sisters, Bella, the sisterhood that I'm talking about, the
Yes.
sisterhoods that I'm talking about, the
Yes.
Black women who we yield and manifest certain things because we require, we have requirements, and therefore our lives proceed it as such. We have our education and so forth and so on. You know, all kinds of young people from all kinds of ethnicities, nationalities come to us and come to my sisters all the time to get what? To get the knowledge. They sit up under us to get the knowledge and they listen.
Yeah.
Right now, I have a plethora of young people working in the field that I do of politics. And of course, education is my background. But I have young men and young women from everywhere on the face of this earth, from Dubai, all over the world, sugar love. And I don't get this I don't get it. We don't get it. The sisters, we don't get this. These people want to hear from Black women. They do everything to get up under us because they already know where the wisdom is. They know that we are the rock of the world. And they listen. I still, of course, have my brothers, my young brothers and my young sisters, my family who listen, and they're going to thrive and they're going to be there to compete. I don't know what's going to happen with the rest of the world. God bless America and let freedom ring. God got them. And I wish the best for them all. But listening is fundamental.
Yes. And understanding brings new wealth of knowledge.
Yeah. I think people need a couch too. Everybody need to go get a couch.
Woosah.
Couch, because people sound like they need a couch because they
hungry. Pressure points.
Hungry. I thank you, Bella. You know the deal, sis.
Always. I appreciate you, sister.
Bella, one last thing. That stuff that you have, you know, for our hair. Listen, I told my this lady who's getting ready to be mayor. She wants to, you know, she's D9, the whole nine. But here's the thing. I told her about, you know, the stuff that you had. So I'm going to we're going to connect.
Yeah, connect with me. If she wants to get some, I'll send
because
you for her too.
She's running for office, and there's that part that you talked about that she needs it. And I told her about what you said. We watched your video this evening, and we watched your video with the sisterhoods, and they were like, "Oh my goodness!" So they appreciated you for that. Thank you. And Angelina, you were so funny. You were talking about Brooklyn. It was great. We had a good communication. I really appreciate you all. Thank you all again for this evening. Sugar love, Popo, and God bless you. And to the chat, God bless everyone in the chat.
All right, pal. Your turn. Let's go. What you got?
God bless you too, sister. Thank you.
I would just like to say that I'm 38 going on 39. Old enough to date anybody who's on the panel. We're basically in the same age group from the same era. We're within the same decade. So I got a 17-year-old daughter, maybe not a grandparent yet, but soon to probably be one. One of the key things I tell my little girl as a Black man and her father, because obviously I'm very important in her life, is I always tell her, right, just to give you some of my mindset of where I come from. I say it's not important of what people think about you, what people going to say about you. Your mama and me, that's included. I say, find your happiness. And I say, the way you want to know somebody truly love you, truly respect you, and care about you is if you know your daddy love you, right? She say, yeah, daddy, I know you love me. I said, there's no way that I know that you could be happy or that you are happy and I could ever feel anything negative about it, even if I disagree with you, right? This is, to me, one of the ways of a definition of love. Even if I disagree with you and I don't agree with what you're doing or your stance on something, whatever it may be, eventually, if it's bringing you happiness, I will adjust and conform to that, and I will be happy for you. On that statement, I want to say that. On the rest of what we were talking about, so I mentor too. I mentor on children, but I have young men under me. I try to, the overall conversation that we had tonight seems to me it has nothing to do with me or any of y'all on the panel. This ain't really a Black woman thing or a Black man thing. it seems to me accepting responsibility and bettering ourselves. Right. When I look at a problem in a relationship, every relationship that I've been in personally that I've ever had a problem with white woman, black woman, hell, Filipino woman, any woman I've ever been with and experienced with. I don't just look when the relationship's over. Of course, when the first is over, when I was younger, I look like, oh, she ain't shit or that be this. I'm always having something negative to say. But I remember my pops always tell me, like, never let your emotions supersede your intellect. And he's dead now, but I always hear his voice like, it ain't everybody else, son. It ain't everybody. I always got to look within, right? So that's the main key that I'm trying to get out there to anybody who will be listening to me from a man perspective, right? It's not going to be the other person. If you have a lot of failing relationships, right? So if you come into a point in your life where you are 45, 50, 55, 60, and you find yourself alone and by yourself, maybe that's because that's how it's supposed to be for right now. Because you had to kind of learn yourself, learn to live with yourself, and then, find who you are out to actually make anybody else happy. Which goes back to my key point that I was making in this conversation about marriage or whatever the case is. I'm not looking for what somebody else can provide for me or what they're going to do or what they're going to bring or are they good at this or good at that. My requirement, people always have expectations. And the funny thing about expectations with people, they always seem to change. As soon as you meet a requirement, as soon as you meet a level, as soon as you meet an expectation, depending on the situation and depending on what's going on, that's subject to change day to day, hour to hour, year to year. Right? You may not need what you expected from me last month, this month, because there's always a new expectation to meet. But when you are solid and find a foundation within yourself as an individual and a human being, that's where the key to success of the relationship is going to lie. The key of the success of not only the relationship, but anything in your life is going to be in your individual self, right? Just look in the mirror. If you want to find out what the hell's going wrong, if you want to find out what the hell's, it don't matter how old you are. I would tell you that if you're 16 or if you're goddamn 80, if you really want to find out what's breaking things apart, where's the glue that needs to stick in your life? Why is it missing? Take a deep breath, sit back, relax. I understand we all been through hardships. I've been through thinking some people done me wrong. I know some people done me wrong, and I've explained some of the wrong things, manipulations, different things that I did. But what I've always found out at the end of everything in every relationship, it really never had nothing to do with the other person. Right? The answer to your question lies within. So if you really want to know the answer to the question, just go look in the goddamn mirror and you're going to figure it out. And I promise you, you take them steps, you will have a positive, decent relationship with the person that's meant for you. But you can't expect nothing from everybody else when you're not even meeting your own expectations. And that's all I try to do.
Okay. So before I wrap things up for the evening, I do want to give a special shout out to everyone who appeared on this panel: Burns, the Honorable Angelina Nordstrom, TC, HBCU Queen, my sister, Sugar Love. I want to thank all of you who have been in this chat. Some of you from the very beginning, some of you just came in. I thank you all for coming. This has been quite a lively debate and spirited conversation. And I have to say, this has probably been one of my most spirited conversations. I like that. I like that. I like when people come on with passion for what they believe in, passionate about who they are and what they want. Because at the end of the day, that's what we all want. We all want to be in a healthy, loving relationship with people that value what we bring to the table. And I think that that's kind of been the theme for this whole conversation is, what are you bringing to the table? What do you require from your relationships? Is this a relationship that is healthy for you? Meaning, is this something that will nurture you not just for the moment, but for a lifetime. And I have to say, you know, when we started the conversation talking about Tiana Wallace, Notorious B.I.G.'s daughter, I said in the beginning, listen, I don't think that that was a wise decision for her to do at 28, 29, is to put up her $1.5 million home. And it really doesn't even matter about homes and the prices of homes. It could be a $5 house. You are with your young daughter, which you guys share. I don't think that that was sending the right message to your child, saying basically, if this goes south, we might lose our home. You might, you know, we might have to make other accommodations because of a situation that could have been avoided. The other point that we talked about was Nick Cannon. Again, he is a grown man. He is laying with what we now hopefully think is grown consenting adults and having children with these adult women. And my thought again from afar is, do you need to have all of these children? Is that something that is going to benefit your life and the life of your children? Me personally, I don't think so. Me personally, I could not, in all good consciousness, have a man in my life that has multiple children from multiple women, because I require something different from the person who I am in a relationship with. And so, again, to wrap this whole thing up, it is what you personally require. Like I said, what goes on between a man and a woman is between that man and that woman. I don't get involved. But when I see things, and especially since I am commenting on it, I am going to comment because I have an opinion. And we, at the end of the day, we all have opinions. They can be the same, they can be different, but that's what makes us all human, right? We come to these experiences with the knowledge of things that we've had in our past, things that have gone on, things that we have seen, and then we bring it to the panel and we say, okay, from what I know, from my experience, this is either something that is beneficial for me or not. And that's okay. It's okay to have a debate. It's okay to have differing opinions. What is not okay is not giving the respect to the other person and understanding that when people say, these are my boundaries, these are what I require, this is what I want for my relationship, you not respecting that, that is not okay. That is never okay. So I want to say again, thank you all for being here. I love you guys for watching. I'm just going to see. Yeah, great ending. Vernell says a woman with their sons show that character of how you supposed to treat them. Human being, men don't want men to mistreat their daughters. Women don't want women to mistreat their sons. Absolutely. Absolutely. Rich, I thank you for coming. You had some great points in the commentary. I hope you come up to the Queendom the next time. Love to have you on. My sis, Wally Hustle. Yes, you're in here. Thank you, Mika, for coming in. Ray of Sunshine, as always, thank you so much for helping keeping the flow of conversation going in the chat. You are the real one, the mod extraordinary tonight. Thank you so much for that. She says we all have the opportunity to share and help each other grow. There is something we can all learn from everyone when we operate from the heart. Absolutely, absolutely. You like this video? Thank you. Thank you. Ray, I told my friends if I get married, ask me to blink twice if I'm okay. Uh-oh. Vanessa says you got to have expectations in yourself, not other people. You're the only one you're accountable for expectations in yourself. Absolutely. That part. Yep. Yep. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for this experience. I will be back live on Sunday for Sunday Sips. And until then, you have now been bellified. Take care, and I'll see you soon.